He say, basement, boxing tall. You know I'm a warrior, right? Fuck that, I'm a champion. Basement, boxing talk. Left, right, jab in the hook. Better protect your jaw. 12 rounds if you can last. Better protect your fall. I got hits like Mayweather. You hit that round of applause. No question, the problem solved. Basement, boxing talk. Left, right, jab in the hook. Better protect your jaw. 12 rounds if you can last. Better protect your fall. I got hits like Mayweather. You hit that round of applause. No question, the problem solved. I'm feeling cocky. I hit a thing to beat the ring, a boof up like I'm Rocky. ASAP, any opponent think they can stop me. I stay stride, chop, tryna learn my moves so you can copy. You gotta give it your all. Gotta give it your all. When you're back against the wall. When you're back against the wall. When you the one people call. When you the one people call. To keep greatness involved. To keep greatness involved. Basement, boxer talk. Left, right, jab in the hook. Better protect your jaw. 12 rounds if you can last. Better protect your fall. I got hits like Mayweather. You hit that round of applause. No question, the problem solved. Basement, boxer talk. Left, right, jab in the hook. Better protect your jaw. 12 rounds if you can last. Better protect your fall. I got hits like Mayweather. You hit that round of applause. No question, the problem solved.
This is your boy Basement Boxing Talk coming to you live at another great show, another good weekend. We got the panel up here. We got the good brother Brandon Connie. What's good, good brother? Salute to you. And we got the good brother Coach Ronald Sims. Salute to you, good brothers. How y'all doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks a lot for inviting me here. Basement Boxing Talk.
Yes, sir. Man. I'm doing pretty good. Good to see Coach Ron again. Good to see you too, Basement.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate you good brothers coming out on this good Saturday. Hey, we ain't no time to waste. We got the big fight tonight for the WBC, WBA, WBO, IBF, 154 champion. We never had this ever in history, right? Can I say that?
Yeah, they're saying it's the first. It's the first.
The first time in history at 154 that this has ever be done. And
yeah, that's true.
Brandon, let me get your thoughts about the weigh-in and the presumption coming up to the fight.
I mean, the weigh-in I thought was nice. I mean, personally, I'm looking at it as a real big size discrepancy. I mean, Charlo is huge compared to Castano. So I do kind of have my concerns on whether or not he's gonna be able to really be a big enough threat, being that he's given up 5 inches in height and reach. So I am kind of worried about that and wondering if he might be a good fighter, but just maybe not big enough to really do much of anything.
Right. So with that being said, who do you have? So you got Charlo winning this fight tonight?
Yeah, I think Charlo. I don't see Charlo. I have Charlo winning either by knockout or by just a dominant decision. I mean, just looking at the size discrepancy, I just don't know.
Right. Coach, what's your thoughts on tonight?
Well, I hear this guy Castano is supposed to be very active, very aggressive, and he has said that he's beaten Earl Spence as an amateur. So that makes it a little bit interesting to me because Charlo responded, but hey, that's an amateur. So let's see if we can see if Charlo can send it back to the amateurs.
Salute to G5. Salute to Mike 202 in the building. Appreciate you, good brothers, for coming through. Appreciate it. G5, I sent you a link. You want to jump on? Yes, sir. Yeah, looking into this fight, I was already leaning to I was already leaning for towards Charlo, but after looking at the weigh-in yesterday and seeing I was seeing how hyped Charlo was, man. It's like he, man, his wife was at the press conference. She was hyped. She was talking stuff, talking her trash, flickering off Castano's family and his teammates and his staff. Hey, I think we in for a tremendous fight. Like I told Brandon earlier, man. I had Charlo in 10, stopping him in 10, but I don't know as time goes on, my man keep wondering, man. I think it might be just it might be earlier, it might be an earlier night than that. Do you guys see this as a knockout, or do you guys see it just is Castano maybe just stop it quick? One thing I don't want Charlo to do is I don't want him to go out there like his brother did the last fight, head hunting. And the guy was just running around, and it had Charlo kind of tired. And you know, a lot of people talked a lot of stuff about Charlo after that, after his brother fight. They were saying, "Oh, yeah, Charlo ain't do too good. He took a little punishment." You know, all that stuff that some of these boxing critics say. In my mind, I want Mill to go out there, stick to the game plan, and attack this guy's body. He got me and Brandon was talking, he got the height, he got the reach, attack this guy's body, and go for the stoppage and make history tonight.
I mean, I think the fight would be. I'm hoping the fight is a good fight. I don't like I said, he gives up a lot in size and reach. I don't think I've ever seen one of his professional fights, but I hear he's a pretty good boxer. I hope he does well. I hope it's a good fight. But also looking at him at being like what 5'6", maybe 5'7", he is a little too small. Maybe he'll be aggressive, but I don't know how aggressive he can be against somebody like Charlo.
Right.
So that's my only concern with it.
You know, I believe he did get a draw with Lara.
Yeah, I did. He did have a draw, and I believe that coach, like you said, coach, I believe that was his biggest fight against Laura. But with that being said, a draw with Laura, I still don't like Brandon said. I don't think that's still good enough for a win against Charlo. Let me see.
Yeah, that's my only thing. It'll give us an undisputed champion, and I think one thing we should go back to is we talked about being the first time ever. Kind of some little history on it. I remember at one point Winky Wright was considered the undisputed champion at light middleweight, but
Right.
it was kind of weird because at the time the WBO belt wasn't really seen as being a big belt in that division. So Winky was actually the closest fighter to become undisputed with 3 belts, not 4. So tonight will be the first time you'll have a 4-belt champion
at the 154 weight level.
Yeah, because the one thing we have to always consider is that when you have 4 belts, which have all kind of become, it was always 1, then 2, then 3, and then eventually 4. Winky, I guess technically you could say he was the closest thing to undisputed or the disputed dream middleweight champion. Just a little backstory when you asked about the first time it being undisputed.
Right, because Floyd didn't do it at 154. I believe he had just a WBC, didn't he? At 154.
I think it was WBC, but I don't think Floyd ever has been an undisputed champion. I think he's been unified and he's been lineal, but I don't know if he's ever been an undisputed champion. Very few boxers actually become undisputed because it's so hard to do.
Exactly. It is hard to do. It's definitely hard to do. We see that with Earl Spence. He's trying to do it. It just man, it just ain't working out. Hey, speaking about that, how do you guys feel? What's your guys' opinion on the WBA not giving Manny Pacquiao back his title?
I think they did the right thing.
Okay,
I
Coach.
agree with Coach. They did the right move.
All right. Now, with that being said, y'all both said y'all think they made the right move. But okay, but you guys didn't feel that it would have been that WBA was probably obligated to give him his belt back due to he was having a fight of this statue. You know, this is a world title fight with the WBC and the IBF on the line, and I mean, a lot of fans, even me, I thought that the WBA was gonna give him back his title, and for them to
Yeah,
keep
but
Ugas with. Go ahead, Coach.
yeah, but how can you do that? How can you give it to someone and then all of a sudden take it back because someone? I mean, the person gave it away. Okay, and then as a matter of fact, I think this guy Ugas is supposed to be a mandatory. When does he get his? When does he get his opportunity? You don't just give it to him and just take it away without giving him an opportunity. So I think they
Right,
did the right thing because he relinquished it. And they gave it. I mean, once you give something, you can't be an Indian giver.
right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, plus to add in, Ugas was the interim champion, remember? So the whole point of having him as interim is because since he didn't get a shot at the belt, he can say, look, you are the champion with quotation marks, and they just elevated him to full status. So to give him the belt and then to take it back just because Manny has a fight would be, it would be, I mean, they probably have gotten sued because I remember Roy Jones ended up doing that when he moved back down to light heavyweight. They installed a guy, I can't remember the guy's name, but they gave him back the WBC belt, and the guy sued WBC and won. This was like close to 20 years ago. So
Right.
it's something you don't say you're our champion. They say, well, no, you're not, just because this other guy who doesn't have the belt anymore is fighting. That is, like Coach said, that is wrong.
I understand what you're saying. I respect that. I respect that. So now, with that being said, this fight is just, I guess, a purse match, a purse fight, for Earl, because in the I guess in the legacy, he gets a future Hall of Famer, another future Hall of Famer he could put up under his belt. But wow! So listen to this. I got a question for you guys. Since Manny Pacquiao was stripped of his belt, should you, and we see this in boxing a lot, if you're not that title holder, should you still be able to come to the ring and walk around doing press conferences with a belt that you don't no longer even have?
I mean,
You
yeah.
know,
I mean, he was the champion.
but
Okay.
you know what? You know what? Can I say something about that?
Oh
You
yeah,
know what? I
yeah,
don't.
coach.
You know what? To be honest, he's bigger than the belts. He don't need a belt. He gonna bring the money. He gonna bring the people without the belt.
And the reason why I say that because if you go back to the press conference last Sunday with Fox when with him between him and Earl Spence, Earl had his two belts, the WBC and the IBF belt up, and then heard Manny Pacquiao with the WBA belt sitting right there. And I'm like, well, this fight is not for the WBA belt. It's only for Earl's WBC and IBF belt. Why does Pacquiao have his belt sitting up? How does he even still have a belt What belt does he have?
Well, every
Actually, he
fighter,
had.
every
I was gonna say, you know what? He can show all the belts he ever. He can bring all the belts that he ever had. I mean, it's a showpiece.
yeah, like every champion gets a new belt. So it's not like one belt that gets passed around. So Manny has a WBA belt. Ugas has one. Any of the champions, they all have their own individual belt that goes and that they bring to the ring, and it goes into their little award corner and everything like that. So Manny has his WBA belt still. He'll always have it.
Okay. I just think that's like misrepresentation. If it's a trophy, it's a trophy. It's no longer a title belt. And then you showcase the title belt like I don't know, you hyping the fight even more than what it is. I don't know. I had a problem with that because even when I think who was that? Ryan Garcia. Not Ryan Garcia. It was Mikey Garcia. He came down to one of his last fights. He came down to the ring with all these belts, and I'm like, man, them trophies. I'm like titles. And I just feel like that's to me that kind of water boxing down. If you don't still own them titles, you shouldn't be able to walk around with them. I understand they trophies. You want them, but they're not on the line and they're not for that fight. I don't know. Maybe helps promotion.
Yeah, I think so. Boxing basement. You know that's what it's about. I mean, it's in almost every sport it's about trophies. How many trophies you have won in your career? That's what makes your legacy. How many trophies you have won, and that is the hype. That is the show. You know, that's,
Well, yeah, and like Coach said, it's called World Championship Boxing. So if there's nobody who's fighting with belts around their waist or belts brought into the ring, then it kind of becomes a harder promotion itself. And like Coach said, Manny doesn't need a belt to be who he is. You know, Spence probably kind of does because he's not on Manny's level as far as recognition. But I have a problem with a fighter saying, "Look, if I won this belt and this is my belt, even though I may not be the champion anymore, I'm gonna wear it, tote it, do whatever I want to do with it." Floyd still does it today. He'll show all the titles he has on Instagram and Facebook because they're his belts.
I can understand that. It's just bring them to the ring. That's what got me up. And then for him to flash them on Fox, like that title is actually on the line. That's just disgusting to me. What was you saying, Coach? Salute to WB Boxing. What's good, man? Salute to PGH Big Dog. Salute to my good brother, the Brotherhood. What's good? Salute. Appreciate you guys coming through.
yeah, basement boxing. I was just gonna say that Floyd. Floyd shows. And Floyd got a lot of belts. He got a lot of them. I was like, man, oh man, he did the do back in the day.
Yeah, he did. I think, what was it, 21 title defenses? I think I looked up, and he had like 20 some belts. Yes, sir. What do you guys what do you guys think about Jamel calling out Terrence Crawford and Danny Garcia telling him come on up after he not take care of this fight, come on up. What do you guys think about Danny Garcia moving up and then possibly I guess Terrence Crawford rumors of him possibly moving up?
I got to think on that one for a little bit, but this fight tonight, Castano and Charlo, he's going against the one Charlo that's kind of like emotional. Uh, the one that lost to
Yeah.
Tony Harrison, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
uh, yeah, I think that this Charlo, I think he's I mean he's got everything, but I think a lot of times his emotions are trying to stop somebody kind of gets in his way, in my opinion.
Right. I've heard that plenty of times before. Plenty of times before. That's why I was stating earlier in the show, like I really want him to stick to the game plan or whatever game plan him and Derrick James came up with. Stick to that game plan and execute that game plan, and not go out and just start head hunting because he's known for head hunting, and then also too, um, he's made it up in his mind that he doesn't want to leave no fight to the judges, left to the judges. After he took the loss to Tony Harrison, he's came back and that's what he's had four, you know, won four fights since then, and they all been by knockout. So that'll just be my problem. So I don't want him to go out there rushing and trying to get the fight over with early. No, plus, and then also too, it is a little bit of maybe kind of like the hometown pressure too. They in San Antonio. His brother fought in Houston. It's still kind of like little hometown pressure. So I just want him to really stick to the script and maybe everything should work out for him. The good brotherhood said Danny gives him a fight, Crawford gets knocked out. You feel Danny Garcia gives Jamel Charlo a fight, huh? What you think about that, Coach?
You know what? Danny's a big guy, but you know what? The Charlos, man, they are humongous. When I say they, I mean when I say
They,
man, I don't even see how they make. I don't even see how they make that weight, man. It should be against the law to be that big at 160 and 154.
yeah, I was like I said, I watched the weigh-in yesterday, and Mel he looked all right last night, but I just know tonight, by the time it's fight night and he rehydrate, oh man, that's not gonna be the same guy we seen get on that scale yesterday. That's not about to be the same guy we seen get on that scale yesterday, and that's why I say, man, it could be an early night for Castano. But back to brotherhood, I don't think me personally, I don't think Danny the only way I see Danny giving Jamel a good fight is if Mel was going out there head hunting. I mean, if Mel went out there brawling, if Mel went out there and boxed, then I don't see Danny Garcia. I don't see Danny Garcia even standing a chance because I feel that Mel can outbox him, and but if Mel get in there and get to slugging with Danny Garcia, then that might be one hell of a fight because you got two sluggers, and Danny Garcia has been known to take some punches. He's never been down. WB Boxer says Jamel taking a middleweight B-hop route, dominate the weight class. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right with that, WB Boxer. You're absolutely right. But no, B-hop, what do you say? WB Boxer. If Mel Box Garcia, he'll set up a KO. Yep, I can see. Maybe that. Yeah, if I can see Mel in there slugging with Garcia, and Garcia actually walking into maybe a knockout, preferably when he fought Earl Spence and they were banging, and Earl really just outboxed him. He didn't really go for too much for the knockout against Danny Garcia. So I see what you're saying with that one too, WB boxing. See what you're saying about that one. They're trying to make the man. I was looking, yeah. And the more I sit back and I was sitting here just looking at Mel working out with Derek James in the video. The more and more I look at it, man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna change my opinion right now in the middle of the show. I think I'm gonna take Mel in 7. I think I'm gonna take Mel in 7 on so far.
You had said something about Crawford moving up to that weight class, and
Oh yeah.
at first I was thinking, nah, I don't think Crawford should move up there. But then I looked back and I was like, and I remember Floyd Mayweather was 125 pounds in the Olympics, and he went up, all the way up to those weight classes. And I believe Crawford was like 130, was 132, something like that. And so he was bigger than Floyd when Floyd was in the amateurs. So it's not impossible for him to do something like that.
Right. I'm not saying it's impossible for him to do it. It's just man. Okay, listen. At 147, I say this all the time. At 147, we haven't seen Crawford fight too much anybody at the 147 weight limit. At 140, 135, 130, we did. So for him to step up to 154, and I feel we still had the same problem because we still dealing with Bob. We still dealing with Bob, Aaron, and it's the same. It's still the same situation. You just moved up in weight. My good brother, Black Star Sports TV 2.0 in the building. What's good brother?
Hey, what's going on, brothers? How y'all doing, man?
What we doing out here?
Bad coming in late, man. I've been running around a little bit here the last couple of days, brother. But yeah, I am, man. I seen the brothers up here chopping. I had to get on,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What we talking about now?
Man,
Salute Mike 202 in the building. My new brother. What it do?
Man, we just been up here freelancing talking, man. We discussed about Charlo and Castano fight. What's your opinion on the night's fight? We get your opinion.
Shit, man, I'm ready for this. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one here. I gotta go and take a little southern accent on this. It's gonna be a good, pretty much gonna be a good one here. Yes, sir. And but I tell you what though, after that stunt that Castano people did yesterday, he gonna pay for it today. Gonna pay for it tonight. He done pissed off all the brothers on that court. These the wrong two to piss off. A lot of people get mad and they take them off their game. All you did was make him more laser focused now. So now tonight, oh man, I don't think Castano got a shot to win tonight. It's over. 7th round, he done. I see him coming in getting caught with a right hook, and maybe a right hook left uppercut combination as he was coming in. I can almost visualize it.
You said you can almost visualize it.
I'm visualizing. I had a vision. I saw it in the dream. Yeah, that's the vibe I got, man. But I always been really since they announced it, I was like, man, Castano, tough guy, coming forward, very busy fighter, very active. Take a special fighter to beat him. I mean, Texera thought that, you know, when he fought him for the title and lost, that I guess from his perspective, he looked like a good tune-up to go to Mel, because this is a busy guy, strong and sturdy, and if you can hang in there with him, you would almost feel confident stepping in the ring with Jamel. But he ain't passed the test, and here's another guy, 17-0, man. Look at all these fighters at 17-0 getting these big top fights now, with just 17 fights. I mean, it's a whole nother subject, and we're gonna cover it. I'm gonna do video on it and everything like that. But just shining the light on that, because you got him, you got Lomachenko, you got Teofimo, all these guys 17-0. Even Ryan, Queen Ryan, all them cats, right? 17-0. They already get their names up at the pinnacle already. Haven't really went through all the ones, but every time the brothers, it's always who they fought. And I'm preaching to the choir. But anyway, this guy though is a good, sturdy, hard fighter, man, fundamentally sound and very busy. But I think it's going to be an attribute in the beginning, but it's going to turn into a detriment. And he's fighting the wrong fighter with too many skills, and he's got great power. Now we know Castano got a decent chin, but has he been hit by anybody who can punch like Jamel? I don't think so. So it's going to be something. He's confident coming into the fight. You can see in the weigh-in, and I can understand that. Another point, video coming up on that too. I'm gonna do that. I already been, whatever. But hit this guy. And they always have this thing, and black fighters got to understand this. And we this by default, by no choice of our own. No choice of our own. We got to be the bad guy. We got to be the bad guy. You notice when they lined up face to face like this, and he's just like, he knows that as long as I stand here and stand firm, I'm gonna come off as the winner to the masses, because he's the bad guy automatically. So as long as I stand and hold my own, I'm gonna get credit for it. But you, on the other hand, you're gonna have to prove it. He'll tell you, yeah, it's on him. It's all the pressure's on him. He's gonna have to. Well, you 17-0. You hear what I'm saying? You just got the strap, bro. You just got here. This man got all kinds of straps. You can't carry all that shit into the ring. You see what I'm saying? So how you going to say all the pressure's on him? It's going to be, okay, you're going to come in, you're going to do your thing for a little while, but you're going to realize there's levels to this thing. And you're a good fighter, you're great, but you ain't on that level. And that's going to be showcased today. And for the first 3 or 4 rounds, it's going to be a bomb burner. It's going to be a bomb burner. But by the time that 7th round kick around, he gonna make a mistake, and bop. That's it. Next.
So with that being said, you got this in 7. You got him in 7. Hey, K says Jamal, I still swollen. Hey, K, you still talking about Maul, huh?
Man never lose a round. He's still getting heckled for not losing a round, bro.
Hey, that's what. Hey, listen, I was just explaining that with Coach earlier, and I was just saying, like, a lot of people talk bad about Maul, about his performance or whatever. But I mean, damn, he went in there and he fought a guy that ran the whole fight, and he chased him. And okay, yeah, he got a little winded, and guy got a few punches off, but he was in there for the knockout.
And the biggest thing about it was his game plan was to set it all up, because he never engaged him in the beginning. He ran from him. He let him work and make the fight and force the fight, and then wear himself out, and then he engaged him.
As soon as the bell rang. So I mean, I don't know. He said Castano manager may have had a shot at the press conference. Oh, okay, AK. Mike 202 says, I was disappointed by Castano. Oh, my bad.
At the press conference.
Yeah. Hey, what was they chanting? They can't. What was that? What they was? What?
It was something for Castano. I couldn't make out what it was, but it was the people with the blue flag.
That's that shit they were doing for Marcos Madonna. When I was at the Floyd fight, I don't know what the hell they be saying, but the whole crowd chunked that shit, man. Everybody chant that shit.
What I say, look, over here in the States, they came over here and they was able to make an impression like that. You see what I'm saying? I mean, hey, you know, some of that we got to take upon our shoulders as black fight fans. We need to be in there. We need to be vocal. We need to go ahead and show people how passionate we are about the sport. I mean, the sport wouldn't be what it is today without us. You know, nobody want to give us credit. But you know what? We can't look for them to do that no more. Let's go out there and put a stamp on and let everybody know, you know, hey, this is what it is. I mean, it can't be hidden, man. We go out there, we support them guys. It's, you know, well, this kind of branches off into some other stuff. I don't want to go there right now because we talking about this, but we'll get into that as we go forward. Everybody, just look out for that. But I see what Mike 202 is saying. It was kind of out of the line, but they think that they're doing this as a strategy, like it's going to knock him off, you know. But it's not going to knock him off, man. The guy is going to be ready to go. This guy, Jamel Charlo, operates off this type of thing. This only make him sharper because he's already hyper. This is where he's comfortable. This is his thing. If you're going to push him into that, if anything, man, you would want to lull him to sleep rather than to hype him up. Because you see the whole camp erupt. Everybody was up on it, you know, like, okay, no, that's not what you wanted to do in this. Now, I understand everybody's talking about how tough this guy is and all this and that, but he has never fought nobody like Jamel. He ain't fought nobody that can pop like that. I mean, this guy hit a guy and people do strange things off a jab. How we know he going to be able to withhold it? I don't think so. I think he'll take a few, but he ain't going to take them all.
Hey, now PGA's big dog he's making a point. Now did this. Now you mentioned a little thing about race, right? And then let's see. PJ said that they was in there saying the N-word at the fight. Now Mel is the same guy. And sit up here saying race don't matter.
It ain't take long, did it? It didn't take long, did it?
He the same guy that sit up here saying race didn't matter in no sport or nothing, whatever, right?
Yeah, skills pay the bills.
But then skills pay the bills. But I mean, yeah, you make a good. Hey, I salute you on that one, PGH, bro. Hey, you right, man. Cause that was great timing, bro. That was great timing, man. That was great timing, bro. Because you making a good point. Like I am a male fan, and I didn't agree with what he was saying, and even though Hey, I sent you the link. I just resent it to you.
Check your email. Get him on here, bro. Get AKA in here now. He got to explain himself to me. He got to make me understand.
Hey, but that's wild. That's wild that Mel said that, and now look right here, a couple weeks later, it's right in your face, bro.
And the thing about it is, it's out into the world. Everybody's talking about it. So now he brought it up. He's going to learn, in case he didn't know, or get a reminder. And everybody who's talking about it is going to see that what he just said about that was all fugazi. This is reality. It didn't even take him 2 weeks to get smacked in the face with it.
Hey.
Yeah, I think he was going, but I think that was something just him going against Wilder, just to go against what Wilder was saying.
Yeah, he sure did, man. And then he crossed his tongue up. Now he got to feel it because he pissed off his own fan base. I mean, I don't even know. He wasn't thinking on that one. And then he tried to come back and clean it up a little bit, but the damage was already done because you let the cat out the bag with that. I mean, come on, bro. You know better than that, you know. But like I say though, it's a good fight. It's a solid opponent. And AKA, I mean, I can understand you saying you think the guy, you know, because he's a tough guy. You know, anything possible. Anything is possible. For especially a fighter who fights that way and fights that hard and everything like that, man. You know, I mean, them guys are always dangerous. But you know, I just feel like a male that goes in there that's sharp and up on his game. And I know Ronnie Shields got him ready. And with all the skills and attributes that he already has, he possesses all of the things that you look intangibles that you need, man. So you can put all that together, man. That's a pretty indestructible force, man. He should edge it out. He should win it, but we'll see what happens, man. Anything can happen. It only take one punch.
So you said Ronnie Shields has Castano?
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Are you saying Ronnie Shields has Castano or?
No. Wait a minute, Jamel. No, wait a minute. Who's with Jamel with now? Jamel back with Derek James, ain't
He was Derek James.
he? Yeah. Okay, that's right.
Okay,
But
okay.
that whole
It
bubble, man.
kind of confused me because I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
I thought he
yeah.
was
My
if he was
bad,
with
bro.
Ronnie Shields. I was like, oh man, that that would have threw a monkey wrench in it because I was like, oh man, Ronnie Shields know all about he knows all about Charlo. I was like, oh, this is making really interesting.
Wow. But you know what though? Now maybe if his game plan is to go in there and brawl with him, I don't know. But then again, how great of a puncher is Castano really? Because we know Jamel has a great chin too. So hey, but there you go, AKA in the building, man. You got to put the shine a light on my brother. He got to explain. He got to make me understand.
Salute to the good brother AK. You hear?
Hey man, listen. I'm just messing with y'all. I'm riding with Charlo all the way, man. I'm just messing. I'm riding with Matt all the way. But I was picking that manager to get that mall yesterday, so that manager's gonna bang Maul out.
Hey, he looked like he was for real, didn't
Hey man, that man, good boy, he wasn't trying to go nowhere near Jamal for real. Hey, listen, he was looking at the people like, you better grab me tighter before you get over here. You know what I'm saying? He know he ain't want no part of Jamal yesterday.
he? Man.
Listen, he didn't want no part of Doug James yesterday. Doug James put both hands on him. So, I mean, but look, real quick, address two issues at one time. The whole thing with the race situation, it was a situation where he was trying to get back at Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder said something that he didn't like that set him off, so he was just messing with Deontay Wilder. He know better than that. He wasn't really trying to go against his own race. The black community, give a man a pass. He didn't mean it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't mean it.
Yeah, he got a little bit scratched by the fact that he was supporting his boy Harrison. But I mean, you should understand that, man. I mean, that's they they homeboys. They closer than you two is. It's like he said that you suck. He said it's going to be a great fight, but he got to get an edge to him because that's his boy. Nothing wrong with that. He should understand. Well, it's okay. I understand, but at the same time, I mean, like he said, well, he gonna knock you out or anything like that. He never did that. But sometimes, man,
Feelings get involved.
yeah.
Hey, basement boxing. Hey,
Yes,
can I
sir.
step back for a minute? And I kind of want to start something.
Go ahead, coach.
Yes, sir.
We talking about this black support, and there's this thing about Terrence Crawford that everybody's saying that he ain't fighting nobody. But I want to know who's calling Terrence Crawford out for him to fight.
Well, we definitely know that Earl Spence called him out.
Man.
Yeah, but that's something different. That's something totally different because it's about money. It's about money and
Okay, well, Sean. Okay, coach.
Both of them talking stuff.
Okay, coach, I got something for you. But did this. Sean Porter said he fighting. They ain't making Sean Porter fight. Keith Thurman willing to fight him. Jerron Boots is willing to fight. It's some people in the 147 division for him to fight. But the thing is, like we were saying earlier, politics and this side of the street and that side of the street. That's why I said, is it gonna make a difference by him going up to 154?
I got a question though. I got a question for Coach.
Go ahead. I'm gonna sit back. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach, how you gonna say you want to start some stuff that we can't see you?
Say it again. I didn't quite hear you.
I said, how you say you gonna come on here and start some stuff, but I can't see you?
Oh man, I'm on the road, man. It's nighttime here.
Okay.
Yeah, you still overseas, there, Coach.
He overseas.
Okay. But look, Coach, Terrence Crawford is in a bad situation because of his promotional company. It's no other way to get around it, no other way to look at it. They put him in a real bad situation. They got him looking real crazy in these streets. And the
Hold
fact of the
on.
matter is,
Let me
that
stop you one. Let me stop you for 1 second, AK. I'm applying you, cause boy, you changing up on me, AK. You coming with something different. I applaud you. Go ahead, okay, AK. Go ahead, finish up. I'm
ho,
getting
ho,
that.
ho, 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 ho. I'm not switching up a thing, man.
No,
Y'all know.
no, cause you one of the biggest Bud fans I know.
I love Bud Crawford, but I'm not going to let him off the hook of the fact that his promotional company is messing up fights and making it look, trying to make the other guys look like they don't want to dance. When
All I'm saying is I'm enjoying hearing this come out of your mouth, brother. That's all I'm
I've
saying.
always said this. I've always said this. I've never been.
Man, I
Keep
don't
going,
know
keep
who's
going.
worse,
Act like
man. Him
I
or
ain't
Mark
here.
Ness.
Act like I ain't here, AK. Go ahead, finish up.
Again, his promotional company got him in a bad situation, and it looks crazy. Like, listen, even the last fight, the so-called last fight he's supposed to have on Top Rank is against a 140 pounder. Come on, bro. A 140 pounder that lost to Hank Lundy his last fight, for crying out loud. I mean, you can't find nobody. 147 is like 12 fighters deep. 12 fighters deep, and you're fighting a 140 pounder.
Bro, see that, and that's my thing with Bud that
Coach,
drive me
coach,
insane.
coach, talk to me. Come on, coach.
What you want me to say?
But the thing is though, Bud, he's true about the promotional company, but the thing that disappoints me the most is how Bud don't put pressure on Bob. It's like he just let Bob do whatever he do, and then when Bob say something really disrespectful to him, he allow it. Instead of really going out here and dropping a big turd on Bob Arum and his reputation because he ain't doing his job for him. Because he should be promoted better and he should be in these fights. He should have had the Manny fight. How can you explain to me how you gonna tell me that the money you got the money, but you didn't want to spend it into the fight because you wasn't sure the fight was going to make a return? This is Manny Pacquiao. So if Canelo Alvarez says tomorrow morning I'm fighting Terrence Crawford, you're going to say, well, who's gonna pay for it?
Well,
Come
hey
on,
guys,
man.
right? I can answer that question for you on that one. Can you
Go,
guys
my
hear
Let's
brother.
me?
go.
Oh,
Let's
we
go,
can,
Brandon.
my
Let's
bad,
go.
bro.
Okay,
I ain't
okay.
ain't
Here's what you
say
got to
that.
realize: Top Rank only has a obligation to Terrence Crawford, not to any other 147. So if they want to fight Terrence Crawford, they got to get their promoter to say, look, find out how we can make this fight. Because it's like with anything in the world, I'm not going to want to give this other person what they want when I have somebody that I have an obligation to. So that's a huge problem in boxing is that people say, hey, Bob Arum, I want to fight Terrence Crawford. And Bob Arum says, okay, you're not my fighter. Here's what I'll offer you. And you can say no. But then that's where PBC should say, well, look, you know what? How about we offer you this to make the fight? But you never hear anybody from PBC say, look, we want this fight so bad that we're willing to offer this for it. So it becomes this, I want you to open up your pockets and give me what I want because I want it versus how can we make it work for both of us? And that's what put Terrence in this bad position is that he's in a position where if he gives up some of the money, some of his guaranteed money, you can make the fight. But Terrence Crawford is sitting there thinking, why should I give up my guaranteed money that I'm worth to make this fight with somebody just because they think they should get this kind of money, but they're not willing to figure out how we can make it work.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah,
go ahead,
but see,
Black Star. I got to get a piece of this.
go ahead, bro. I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Nobody's asking Bob to foot the bill with nothing. But the thing is this: Allen and the guys don't feel like playing with Bob. Look, don't come to us to the table with this nonsense. Because he said before Porter could even get his mouth open, he said, "I'm only willing to pay Sean Porter $1 million." But that means you don't want to fight. That means you don't want to fight. And when it comes to Bud, you ain't never got no money. But when it comes to Tyson Fury, you got all the money in the world.
But see,
Well, because let's look at that, right? You're not my fighter. If you're not my fighter, I'm never going to try to look out for your best interest because you're not my fighter. Like right now, Terrence, like with Spence, what did Spence tell them if they were going to fight Terrence Crawford? I want 60%. He's not looking and saying, well, look, I want to make sure you're okay, Terrence, financially. Because look, You're not my fighter. I don't owe you nothing. Why would I give you something and you're not part of this family? Of course I wouldn't. Nobody should ever do that. Like I treat my nieces different than I treat my kids. Now,
Yeah.
hey, you're my nieces and my nephews, but my kids are gonna be number one regardless of how close or what maybe I could do because my obligation is to them first.
Yeah.
So
True.
until
I
two
get that
promoters
point.
make
I get that point. But
but
when has Bob showed that he cares about Bud's career at all? He hasn't. He
well
openly
think about
shits
it,
on the
right?
man. No,
That,
hold on.
Well,
No,
hold
it's
on, but
not,
think about it, right?
bro. There ain't no gray area, bro. It either is or it's not. Bob Arum signed this man, and he does not do anything for his career. Bud don't even try to put himself out there to try to make the fight to even nudge his promoter to even go in that way. That's the difference. You can be on the roster, but you let younger fighters who are in a different weight class go above you because he don't put himself in a position and Bob don't care about him. He just got him over there because he need a black fighter on his roster. Let's keep it a buck.
It's two questions
Mhm.
that I really need answered to cool me on that whole issue. One is the fact that Bud has a deal with Arum that he gets $1 million every time he doesn't get that fight with Arum, the big fight that he wants. He gets $1 million bonus just because he didn't get the fight. So he got to pay that. Two, Earl came to him 60-40. That 40 far out exceeds anything he's ever made from Top Rank. There's no reason why that fight hasn't took place. Why he doesn't say, okay, well now when he courted him, well you come with me, I'll make you a champion. I'm gonna do this. You're gonna fight these. You're gonna get your legacy. You're one of the best, and you're gonna prove it. Now the guy's here. He has an opportunity, and now 60-40. Now I want 50-50, and that don't come from Bob Arum. That comes from Terrence Crawford. You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing that I hold on Terrence, because there's no reason that 60-40 wasn't good enough. There's no reason for that. There's nothing he can say out his mouth to make me understand that.
Well, let's look at it like this, right? You're Terrence Crawford. I'm Spence. Bob Arum bought your contract out from Star Boxing because Star Boxing wasn't paying you anything. We're top.
You going in and out, Brandon?
Oh, I thought it was my end.
All right, let me say this, y'all.
Purse is around,
There you go.
If the purse
Brandon.
money is around 20 million, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Repeat yourself. We can hear you now. Repeat yourself.
Okay,
We missed out.
my bad. Okay, my bad, guys. So if you're getting guaranteed $6 million and you know your value and your worth, and I say, well, look, I want to fight you. I want 60%. You want 40%. We're looking at about $25 million going 60-40. So I'm trying to do the math. So 50% of 25 million is 12.5. So I'm going to take 15 million. You're going to take 10 million. Now, to Terrence Crawford, he may say, look, if I'm making 6 regardless of who I fight, I'm not going to just take 4 million more and you get 15 million more and you're not paying it. And Top Rank is footing the bill. So I may not make as much money on it as it looks like.
Yeah, but Top Rank.
So you may say, you know what, Brandon, I want to fight you, but I want more money than that.
I'm really not following that, because he can't make that money fighting nobody else. Nobody else.
But here's the thing, though.
But
think about it like this. But Black Star, think about it like this, Black Star. If I'm giving you $6 million at least every time you fight, right? Every time you fight, I get $6 million.
He's not getting $6 million. He's only getting $4 million.
Okay, we'll say his guarantee is $4 million. Let's say his guarantee was $4 million. I know he got $7 million for Kell Brook, but let's say his guarantee is $4 million. If you're happy with the money you're making, regardless of if anybody else thinks this is fair to you or not, if you feel like it's not fair, that's all that matters, because you're making millions regardless.
Okay. But see now,
so that's the whole thing.
Cool.
Like if I give you $10 million, right? If I give you
yeah.
So that's the whole thing. If Terrence Crawford says, look, like when Manny Pacquiao and Floyd wanted to fight, Floyd said, this is what I want. If you don't give it to me, no fight. It took 5 years to make it.
If that's how he thinks.
You never give up something, because here's the thing.
If that's how he thinks.
But guess what, Brandon? Hold on, Black Star. Guess what? Manny Pacquiao took 40% against Floyd.
Yeah, but that's even mute. If that's the case, and that's the way he's going, And I can see your logic, and that's cool. It's fine. And I say this all the time, and that's what I hold against Canelo. If you're not out here trying to be the best, and you just out here for the money or whatever situation you want to do, say so and roll with it. I won't bother you. I won't have a problem with you. But don't stand around here telling everybody I'm the best, and then you get an opportunity to fight the best, and then you come up with this shit. That ain't gonna work with me. You need to get your ass in that ring. I don't want to hear nothing else. Now, if he other way, now I understand what you're saying. But he walking around here talking about, man, it's the guys y'all think is the different ones. They be the easy ones. Now, I don't want to hear none of that shit. You ain't fighting none of these guys. Every time a name come up in the roster, he don't have a belt. He wants money. Instead of one, he wants $2 million. Come on, man. The fights is worth that. Him and Porter are going to gross more than what they're talking about monetary to pay each of the fighters. They're going to make more than that. They're going to make it's a profitable fight. So it doesn't make sense to me to turn it down. You at 147. You running around here making a case. I'm the best at 47. Earl is out here fighting the best at 47. You not. You fighting 140 pounds. How can I give you credit? How can I say that you even is in one? I don't even. You're not even that. You holding a 47 belt, fighting 140-pound fighters. It's not consistent. And if that's the case, if you just like you say, if you wanted to make the money, you say, well, I'm gonna make this and boom, because that's all that Canelo's doing. Canelo ain't trying to fight the best fighters. He's just keeping that bag, keeping that 25 million coming every fight. That's all. As long as he can keep that, he gonna milk that all the way through his career.
Let me ask y'all a question real quick. Let me ask everybody on here on this panel a question. Let me ask everybody a question. Especially you, Brandon, do you think it's a coincidence, right? Do you think it's a coincidence that on every promotional company, the Zone included, that is the black fighters that's standing around asking for fights and can't get what they're looking for? Boo Boo Andre, Devin Haney, Terrence Crawford. They're the only ones, and it's a theme here. And everybody want to blame the fact that they're not eating on PBC, and that's not the case. PBC is not going to sit there and take scraps and crumbs to save your promotional company to get some money. If you want to get it, pay like you want. It's as simple as that.
Well, I think if I answer the question to that, the part of the problem it's more than one problem. Part of the problem is fighters now are saying, I'm not taking anything less than what I think I'm owed. Because like Floyd said, legacy won't pay your bills. Money does. So fighters now are smarter and saying, look, I'm not going to risk my health and take $1 million, $2 million less. So part of the not problem, but a lot of it is fighters they're smarter financially. They're realizing that there's no sense in me taking brain damage and then I'm broke 10 years later because I didn't take the money and make the money. And I'll tell any fighter this. If I say you right now, they offer you $10 million for an easy fight, $8 million for if they're offering you $20 million for a super hard fight or $10 million for a super easy fight, you can pick which one you want. Now, if you take the easy fight for $10 million, that's a choice that you made. People may be upset with it, but you're the one who made the choice. And I think part of the problem, the black fighters aren't getting promoted as much, and people probably gonna say no, or they're gonna disagree with me, is you don't have a Don King type of promoter anymore. Don King gets a lot of bad rap, but one thing Don King did is that he did put black fighters out there. Now, granted, I'm not gonna say his business practices were the best, but if you were a black fighter, Don King put you out there. He did put money in your pocket, and we don't have that anymore in boxing.
Oh, don't do that, man. I'll take care of them boys. Al takes care of them boys. Them boys on the PBC side are took care of. But listen, to me, Al took care of his fighters better than Don, because look at what he taught them boys. He taught them boys the business. See, what people don't know about the PBC fighters, because they so focused on the other stuff, is all of them boys got different businesses outside of boxing. They make money even when they're not fighting through the stuff that Al taught them. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Deontay Wilder already made over $100 million from some of the stuff he got going on outside of boxing. So I'm not gonna say that, man. Al has taught them boys the game. Did y'all not hear J Rock when he fought Jerry Hurd to say because of Al Heyman he was already a millionaire before he took the fight?
He sure did. And just like you
Well, yeah,
mentioned,
but
Deontay,
AKA
Deontay
the
said that
difference
he's
though,
shooting.
AKA.
Go ahead, bro.
No,
Go
I was
ahead,
gonna say the
Brandon.
difference is Al Heyman is a manager. If we can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
The difference is Al Heyman is a manager and Don King is a promoter. They have different roles. If you had a promoter who was like, "Look, I'm gonna give you $30 million. I'm not gonna make sure you get paid 30 million. I'm giving you 30 million." It's a little bit different because then fighters aren't sitting around saying, "How can I get my money?" So it's a because, for example, with Sean Porter and Keith Thurman, and I'm not saying Don King again was the best, but if they said right now, "Hey, I want 2 million to fight Crawford," Don King would say, "You know what? I'm gonna put Porter and Thurman against each other and give them both 3 million. I'm gonna show you what you're missing." That's not really Al's thing, and that's fine. But I think if we had a promoter who had the deals and the money and the gift of gab, like Don King did, that would help boxing because Al Heyman is really good at what he does. But Al Heyman is not in the public eye. He's not on radio. He's not on television. He's not going to sell a
Yeah,
fight the same way that Don King did. And
man,
that's
I
kind of what
really
we
said.
need. We need a black face like that.
Yeah, that's funny you say that because I've said before on the show, man, that Al would be smart to hire a guy like Don King just to be promotion, just to be the guy that goes, the face, the talk, and goes, and you know what I'm saying. Not handle the money. You handle the money. You take care of your fighters, but you also put this guy on a salary and let him go ahead and make these events because that's another strength of Don King. Don King made Thriller in Manila. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we still to this day remember those catchphrases and stuff like that, man. I mean, that is what's missing, man, and that's what made that era special too. And the way that he brought Mike Tyson out
Okay.
and took him to the world and everything, man, and he had the coronation and all. I mean, he was like, man, he had shoot, bro. He
Hey,
that was his thing.
I got a question though. I got a question though.
Go ahead, bro.
Because I'm listening to what y'all saying, right? But in my mind, as I listen to what you're saying, I'm remiss to say that the top 5 highest grossing events in the history of boxing are all Al Heyman fights. What are we talking about? He just took Floyd Mayweather and a YouTuber and gonna make more money than anybody else in the fight in the rest of this year.
That's a good point there, though. You know, but yeah, but see, that's the thing that
Well,
I
but
get
let's
with
also
you guys, man.
but let's look at it like this also though, right? You're taking Floyd Mayweather, who is the most known black fighter in America. He's still the most famous black fighter in America that's not named Mike Tyson. More people know Floyd Mayweather than they know any other PBC fighter when it comes to just pop culture, just in general, not boxing fans. So Floyd is an example of how you maintain your brand. But when you look at it from the other side, you have a lot of successful pay-per-view events from years ago. Like, that De La Hoya was big, Mike Tyson was big. And granted, they weren't selling as many as they're selling now because the dynamic has changed. The thing is this: Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones Jr., I'm trying to think, Evander Holyfield, these are all guys in America who are black, who names transcend boxing. Those are 4 names that, regardless if you're a boxing fan or not, you have to know who Mike Tyson is. You have to know who Floyd Mayweather is. And we need a black boxer that transcends more than just boxing. They become a household name. And we don't really have that anymore.
Stay
Okay,
there. Stay
that's a
right
good.
there. Stay right there. Stay right there. That's my the point that I was trying to make, you just made. See, that's the problem. Bob Arum had an opportunity to make Terrence Crawford that household name, and he chose not to. That's where we at right now. That's why Terrence Crawford in the predicament he in right now. Because he was a 3-division world champion, fighter of the year, ranked pound for pound 1, 2 in the sport. And Bob chose not to make him a household name. That's not PBC's fault. That's Bob Arum's fault.
Well, I would say Bob Arum probably missed a point on it. And because this is the one thing I would say, Top Rank is a great promotional company, but they can only do so much when it comes to black fighters, unfortunately. They're not the best when it comes to promoting black fighters. They're just not the best at it.
But
I
see, we
don't
know
have any
we also
argument
know
with
why
that.
though now, Brandon. You know, I mean, it was leaked out, you know, about the MBF lists and stuff like that. We know that dirt, and you know, when we look at the actions with what we hear going on with MBF, no black fighter lists and stuff like that going on, we know why certain fights ain't being made, and then we get very disappointed when Bud have an opportunity to get away from this guy, and he's advised by so many other fighters out there saying, "Hey man, you need to get away from there, bro. You just look how we did it," and you still stay with the guy. That's when we look at him like, "Wow, bro." And then you go out here and your fan base, which is us, basically, and you don't talk to us, you don't interact with us, you don't try to connect with us at all, but you stay over there with a guy who disrespects you. So that all that make us just put you in the hair and just follow you like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? You know, and then all these years go by. He built you up to a point. You got undisputed. You said I'm going to 47. Okay, you was poised to go on up, do whatever you wanted to do as you was going. Now you done got up here. Now all of a sudden now somebody just took an anchor and threw it out and just said boop, stuck you right there where you stand, and you're not going anywhere. And years are going by. You're getting older. You're not getting younger. You know, and you know you holding the belt. And there's a guy that's been 2018, they met up in Oklahoma. And that's when it all started, right there. 2018 now. It's 21 now. And we still don't have this fight. That's a problem. You know, you can chop many fights, I mean, but that's a lot of time, a lot of area, a lot of space and time. At some point in your career, that fight is supposed to have happened. And there's no real reason why he keeps saying no to the 60-40. And that 60-40 keep growing. And it's growing for nothing that he's doing, but because of what the other guy's doing. He's growing your 40% while you standing here with your anchor in the ground. You know what I'm saying? So I mean that's the thing that I find very frustrating and I don't understand. And I don't like fighters who try to come out here and say they're the best and they don't not willing to prove it. You know, if you start talking that mumbo jumbo about I'm the best, then I'm looking at you, I'm watching, I'm judging. If you making the move,
Well, here's the thing,
fighting
basically.
the guys like that wants to go do that, I'm a thumb up you whether you win or lose. But if you don't, here I come with the flashlight.
But here's the thing I would tell you, though, if I said anything, boxers don't always make sense. We can say, look, this is something you can make, it'll make sense for you. But if they don't want it, they don't want it. You know, it is what it is. I've learned a long time ago, hey, if you don't want it, I'm not gonna force you to take it. And if you're happy, if you like it, I love it. Because
So
you're gonna have
you
fighters that are going to
Bud don't want
disappoint
it.
you.
So you saying that Bud don't want it?
Yeah, if Bud doesn't want it. Here's my thing. I don't know if he wants
I'm
it.
done.
I don't know if he does want it. My thing is this: if you don't do it, then you don't do it. I move on with life.
Exactly.
Because I'm going to say this one more time.
I move on with life. Because like this. Because here's the thing.
What? What?
Brandon, you muted.
Go back, Brandon. Go ahead.
Yeah, you muted, bro.
No, I wasn't talking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't talking.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, look at it one more time though, cause see, during this time that Bud was moving and shaking, Tyson Fury was sleeping in the gutter. Tyson Fury wasn't in the sport of boxing at all. Came back and forth a guy that everybody doubted and everybody said wasn't this and that. Got up off the mat and got a mega 5-fight, $100-some million deal from ESPN, the same ESPN that Terrence Crawford had been fighting on for years, under the same Bob Arum that Terrence Crawford had been fighting under for years. Then on top of that, got 2 lucrative paydays from Deontay Wilder. Now he then was about to cash in another one against AJ, about to get another payday from Deontay Wilder. Where is the money for Terrence Crawford when you got all this money? They was offering that man $75 million to $100 million for that AJ fight off the rip. And the pandemic wasn't even over yet. But yet when you ask him about Bud, we ain't got no money. We only got $1 million, $2 against him. Listen, Sean Porter is a 2-time world champion. Keith Thurman is a 2-time world champion. When you introduce them and they come in the ring and when that announcer announced them to get in the ring with Bud Crawford, they're going to say, this is the former 2-time unified world champion of the world. That's who you fighting. And he's fighting a pound for pound fight in the world. That fight's supposed to mean something. The networks and the promoters never lose money because they know how to get money on the back end. So all that I can't pay but so much. That's all Bob Arum way of saying I'm not putting Terrence Crawford out there till I make sure I can sign him to another deal.
You know, they're saying, you know, it's a little
Well, I
bit
think
of.
the thing is, you got.
Go ahead, Brandon. I'm gonna let you.
No, I was just gonna say this. The first thing when you look at it with Tyson Fury, he has Frank Warren and Bob Arum. He's a heavyweight. A heavyweight that can talk usually makes more money because they say money by the pound.
A
Second,
heavyweight that was in the
he's
trash
fighting.
can, though. A heavyweight that was in the trash can. A heavyweight that was in the
No.
trash can.
But here's the thing. Here's what you're missing, though. Let me finish. If you are a white heavyweight that can talk, you are going to make money because you're white and you're a heavyweight. White heavyweight boxers. Name the last heavyweight boxer that you can name that was white that could talk very well. Was probably, I don't even know. I don't even know the last great white heavyweight that could just talk the way Fury talks. But kind of the second thing, though, is coming to what Terrence Crawford and the money. I look at it like this. It's sad that these fights don't happen. It's sad that we won't see a lot of these fights that we want to see because we're the ones who are losing in on it. But I also say, look, if you really want it, you will find a way to make it happen. Anything you really want, you will find a way to make it happen, especially in boxing. So if the fight doesn't happen, somebody really did not want it.
And agree
That's
with
it.
that.
So whether the network, the promoter, or the fighters, somebody didn't want it.
Yes, sir. Can agree with that for sure, man. That is for sure. For sure, man. But yeah, y'all, we got to fight tonight, though. You know what I'm saying? Got to fight tonight, boy. I'm hyped, undisputed, man. This man. Hey, and the thing about it is, man, Jamel, I've been wanting this for them guys a long time because if he wins tonight and he wins in dramatic fashion the way that I feel like he's going to do it, they cannot deny him. They can't deny him. The only thing that I would look at for then is if they're going to rank him ahead of Teofimo or behind Teofimo. You feel what I'm saying? Because Teo shouldn't be where he ranked at either. Because he should be down there at number 9, 10, hanging, swinging. Because he don't belong up there next to no damn Earl Spence. He ain't fought no damn body. He got one damn fight really to get the belt. To me, that I really say, wow, okay, that's a great win. Other than that, he doesn't have this body of a resume that really puts him up there because they holding it against Jamel, and who's got the resume, who's got names on there and consistent work that's not even on it, So that kind of bothers me. And then they put him right beside Earl. Come on, man. Ain't no way. The grind that Earl has been on, it's another video right here because Earl been grinding for how many years and he still hasn't had the opportunity for that third belt. They just took this away from him for no reason. Would they have taken that belt away from Canelo if Canelo was in recess? Then if you say no to that, you have to ask yourselves also, why in the hell would you take it from Manny? He don't have nowhere near the closer resume as Manny Pacquiao does. So why would you take that from him? This makes no sense to me. Makes no sense at all. Then all of a sudden now, the whole thing with Keith Thurman, right? Keith Thurman was put to the side because he put Earl to the side. And that's Earl's decision to make because he did pursue this guy for the longest. He could have been further along in this whole thing. But this guy held it up. So he said, well, I don't want to. All of a sudden now, they work it to where this guy can come back into the picture now. They talking about putting him in there with Ugas, who don't even deserve the damn title. He don't. Ugas is overrated. He overrated. I don't care what nobody say. He got 4 losses on his record. And I only know one of the guys that beat him. I don't know them other 3 motherfuckers. I mean, I'm just going to be real with you. Who is it?
We talked about that earlier, right?
No
problem. The thing, Coach and Brandon was on earlier when we was discussing this, and I asked them how did they feel. I said, how did they feel about the WBA not giving Manny Pacquiao back his title? And then both of them said, I let Brandon, he speak for himself. But Coach agreed with Brandon, like, well, shit, you can't take the belt from a guy and then give it back to a guy just because he decided to go get a fight. So I mean,
But
Brandon, you still there?
You add in the fact that
Yeah,
they
I'm
took it
here.
because they said he didn't fight nobody, and
So-
then he fights somebody, and you didn't really take it away. You say in recess, so that means it ain't been stripped. All of a sudden now that he has the fight, now let's strip.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Let Brandon explain it a little bit better.
Okay, my thing is this, and it's hard because I can't say I understand their logic behind it. I can't say that. Now, if Manny didn't fight, okay, you can strip a champion or put them in recess if they didn't fight. But you have to let them know that you're going to do it first. And Manny said that no one told him. So if no one said, Manny, if you're not going to fight, we're going to strip you, I think that's wrong because at least tell me you're going to do it. Second, if you're going to have Ugas as an interim champion and you're going to elevate him to the status of being the champion, then you got to let both of them know what's going on. Like, don't give him the belt and then tell me, hey, we're giving him your belt, we're taking it from you. Now, and I have no problem with the WBA not reinstating Manny because that would have been confusing as hell to say we're going to take a belt from you, not give it back to you because you asked us. They made a mistake. It's unfortunate. I can't make sense of it. I don't run a WBA. I think that's Dan Linez who runs WBA or whatever. But if they made a decision on it, Manny doesn't need the belt anyway. You know, it's not like Manny without the belt is nobody.
No.
So
go ahead.
I think they need to do a better job of cleaning up this stuff.
Yeah, I definitely agree. You know, but see,
Black Star saying
my
you
reason.
still.
Go ahead, bro.
Now I was saying I think try to clear things up. You were stating that they doing this to kind of stop Earl's legacy.
There you go. Because remember, before this fight was made, he was talking to Ugas because he was going after that third belt now. Now, all of a sudden that you commit to Manny, they take the belt away and give it back to this guy over here. So now you got shook out of something. You see, he's the number one guy been carrying this division for years. And they don't give him the common respect. Would they have done that to anybody? I mean, I say Canelo because that's the most obvious. You know they wouldn't have did it to him, you know? I mean, let's go back in time. Would they have done it to Roy Jones, De La Hoya? Would they have done it to Sugar Ray Leonard? You know, them guys wouldn't have got done like that. He's the number one guy at this time, but boxing is not catering to him to help him go for what he's going for, which is fueling the division. Because that was the big thing that when you talk about 47, is Earl's quest for undisputed. That's long before Canelo, but look at this. Canelo just a few months ago said, I want undisputed. He has 3 belts today. He had 3 opportunities already. Well, 2, that he got 2 and then 1, and then he threw a third one in there just for shits and giggles. And, you know, he was able to get the opportunity to get 3 belts off the rip, just like that, and talking about a 4th. And he's the one turning down the undisputed. He's the one. He's the one that's saying that I don't want to sign a 3-fight deal. The one deal, I don't know. He got all these complications and everything, but you're the one that started the whole ball telling everybody you want undisputed. If you want undisputed, you make enough money. Money ain't an issue to him. His children's children can't spend all that damn money. You see? He can't. This is one fight for undisputed, for history, the record, right? Hall of Fame. You'll have something that Floyd never did, Manny never did, you know? You got that. That's first time ever someone is undisputed at 168. That's you. You say, no, I want a penny act over a little stupid stuff. But you said a week or so ago that you want to fight Charlo, Benavidez, you naming all the killers. You want to fight them all. Well, BBC said, okay, you want Plant, you want Benavidez, we'll give you a 3-fight deal. You can get all that shit you talking about you want. No, I don't want it. And no. Come on, man. You getting the money that you've been getting. So you ain't losing there. So what is it that's keeping you from doing it? You don't want to get in the ring with these fucking guys, man. Let's just tell the truth about it.
A lot of it. But here's the thing about it. That's the reason why you don't have a lot of undisputed champions. Because whenever you start talking about one person getting the belts, it becomes everybody says, look, if we're going to do this, this has to happen. This has to happen. And everybody, really and truly, Canelo doesn't need the 4th belt. He wants it. So if you want the 4th belt, we'll give you the opportunity to give us what we want.
No, we're not doing that. We're not letting him off that. He said he went undisputed. The man said it. The second time he went for it. He backed out last time. He came back out again. You can't keep going out here telling everybody this is what you're trying to do. And then you get all the way to the end and say, well, now I don't really need it. No, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Floyd didn't get it. Manny didn't get it. When at the end of your career, when we look back at you, who you fought, and you don't have that, you're going to need that. Because the guys you beat have all been in the later careers. It just has. When it's time to look back at it, he's going to look back and say, damn, I should have went and did it. He didn't fight Andre. He won't fight Andre. I mean, this cowardice got to be kicked out, man, because there's no reason. The money that he's making, he's protected in that. He's guaranteed that money regardless. Even if he go and fight with them guys and lose, he's still going to get that kind of money. He's not getting on that money train. The money train is not a problem, but he is now saying, since he left Golden Boy, I want to fight the best. I want the best fight. He keeps saying this stuff. Remember? I judge him off how they come off. He opened his mouth, started speaking English now. He telling people, you're a horrible fighter. You'll never get the fight. You're a horrible. Well, how are we going to know you can beat this guy if you don't never get in the ring with him? It's easy to do that and pan somebody off and never have to face him and walk around here and tell about, oh, I would have done this, I would have done that. That's not what the sport of boxing is about. If you saying you could beat me, you got to show me in the ring. I don't want to hear nothing about, I would, because that's not, there have been many upsets before. Nobody thought Buster had a shot against Mike Tyson, but he laid Mike's ass out. Who's to say this ain't the one? I mean, even Vernon Forrest and Shane Mosley, man. I didn't think Vernon was going to do that damn good, you know? But until you fight the fight, you never know. So we can't give nobody nothing when it comes to the sport. You got to earn these things. And that's what boxing got to get back to. He can't come out here and talk, he ducking all these people and ducking them just to duck them. And then when the pressure come on him to have to fight somebody like a Jamal, who fights 3 mandatory challenges to keep his spot as the mandatory, and you say, okay, well, wait a minute, hey, Mauricio, I got a situation here. This is the 3rd time. I know you guys getting ready to tell me I got to fight him. Look, man, I ain't really trying to do that. What can we do? Let's see, my friend, we will franchise. And then you get the hell out of this. And then when you at 160, you have a chance to get you undisputed. Here come Andre, the last belt. How you doing? No, I'm going to 70. You keep doing this shit. Come on, man. It's got to come to a point where boxing fans say, you know what, man, enough of this fugazi shit. This is just like fucking Queen Ryan. He talk all that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to knock trees down. I'm going to beat Tank. I'm going to do all this and go in there and get smacked by Luke Campbell and he get dropped. And then they get up and try to save face. You know what I'm saying? It's enough of that, man. Boxing fans got to keep it real. This is the situation. You talking all this, but I ain't seen you beat that guy. And I ain't giving you credit for beating the janitor if you ain't get out there and fight him. Because you never know who got your number. It's just some cats like, Shane Mosley could never beat Vernon Forrest. He just could never do it. I can't even understand why. When I look at the attributes and the way they look, I would say Shane would win. But every time they get in the ring, Roy Jones against Tarver. Tarver ruined many of my days on that, man. I hate to bring him up, bro, but
Black
you
Star.
never know.
Black Star.
Go ahead, brother.
That was a beautiful soliloquy you just went on. And you can hide that. But that ain't what I'm mad at. I want to know, let's go back to what you said at the beginning of all this. How's Ugas overrated again? Explain it to me how Ugas overrated.
He overrated. Who he beat?
He really beat Sean Porter that night.
I don't want to hear that. No.
Who won the fight, Black Star? Who won the fight, Black Star?
I don't want to hear that.
Did they rob him against Sean Porter? No.
Did he win the fight? Who got the 1? Who got the 0?
It sounds like to me you agree. It sounds like to me you agree that he won that fight that night.
No, I don't agree at all. I don't.
Deshaun went. Basement, stop looking down. Did Sean Porter win that fight or did Ugas win that fight that night?
Listen, on that fight, it could have went either way. Me personally, that fight, I did have Sean Porter, I think, edging me probably by a round. I think I had a 7-5.
Porter won that fight, man. That ain't even a question to me.
I think I had Hold on. But listen, for those people who did have Ugas win the fight, I wasn't mad. I can't be mad at him because it was a fight that could have went either way.
I don't even understand it because I don't think he did enough. He sat
didn't do
around too
enough.
much, and that was
Hold on.
his
He
problem.
dropped
That's
Sean in
why he
the
lost.
12th. He dropped him in the 12th, and they didn't call it a knockdown.
And he ain't drop him then.
Oh,
That's how it
man.
works.
That-
And hey, look, think about it. You sitting here trying to convince me about one fight. Name me another one.
Brandon Figueroa.
Who?
Brandon Figueroa.
And he is who?
He was undefeated. He had fresh off knocking out. Wait a minute.
He said Brandon Figueroa.
Wait a minute. Brandon Figueroa was looked on to be the next star in the 147 pound division when he knocked out what's that boy name? The one Floyd fought and Keith fought. What's that boy name he knocked out? What's the boy name? The boy Floyd fought when he first came out of jail. What's his name?
I ain't got past Brandon Figueroa. I'm sorry.
Brandon Figueroa was undefeated. A lot of people, they had big hopes for Brandon. No, Omar Figueroa. Figueroa. Man, hey, bro, I'm sorry. They don't hold no weight to me. I'm sorry. Wait a minute, Black Star. The same way we talking about Boots and Virgil Ortiz, we was looking at Figueroa the same way.
I don't put Figueroa up there as no elite fighter. I don't do that.
Yeah, he was one of the.
I ain't never said anybody. I don't think nobody could ever say they heard me say that about no Figueroa.
But I'm just telling you, he was out there. His name was circulating before Ugas came through and just put his light out.
He don't look, but he don't have the resume to warrant him being able to get that super title without him having to fight for it. He don't. Yeah. If anything, if you're gonna take it away, if you're gonna listen to me though.
That night
hold on, listen though. If they're gonna take that away from Manny, then you need to make him fight somebody. Just like the stipulation against Manny was, he didn't fight a top quality opponent, right? That's why they put him in recess. Okay, well, he ain't fought nobody since he got the title. You understand? So he needed, if they're gonna upgrade him, then let's put him in a fight with somebody else in the top. Let's see. Then if they had done that, we might have got Earl Spence and him. Then let's see who's undisputed then. He ain't winning that fight.
Who?
Ugas ain't beating Earl Spence. Man, I'm telling you right now, I don't think Ugas is beating any of the top guys at 47. I don't see it.
He beat Sean.
Hey, bro, hey man, look, you keep saying that, man. They're gonna take you and put you in that rubber room because that ain't reality, brother. That's like somebody running around here talking about, I'm Batman. No, you ain't. You going to the rubber room. That's where you going, because he ain't winning a damn thing, bro.
Okay, hold on. Omar Figueroa had just knocked out Robert Guerrero.
Who?
Omar Figueroa.
Come on, AK, man.
Hey, hold on, AK. You can't use that fight, bro. Whoa, come on, man. That was the beginning.
Hold on. Did Robert Guerrero not fight Keith Thurman? Did Robert Guerrero not fight Danny Garcia? Did Robert Guerrero not fight Andre Berto? Did Robert Guerrero not fight Floyd Mayweather? Did he or did he not?
Yeah, but hold
on. What are we talking about, bro?
By the time he fought the fight you talking about, he was a what they call a gatekeeper.
but who stopped him? Omar. Who stopped him? He went the distance with all of them.
Danny Garcia stopped him.
All right.
Then Danny Garcia stopped him.
Hey, we take it right here. Okay, you got Ugas then. So if Ugas and Keith Thurman make that fight, who you got winning?
Ugas.
All right.
All right. Hey, all right. I'll let y'all talk long enough on it. I'm gonna chime in on this. And this is the one thing. When a year ago, when Abel Ramos and Eugenius Ugagas fought for the vacant WBA title, for the interim title, who won? Ugas won. Ugas was the interim champion. Manny was stripped. Ugas is the champion now. It is what it is. Now, deserve ain't got nothing to do with it. If you got the belt, you got the belt. A lot of people who got belts don't deserve them. It's unfortunate in boxing. It's business. I mean, we could talk about how Adrian Broner lost a belt and then fight for a vacant belt the next fight, even though he just lost his title. Now he's fighting for a title. You can say the same thing about what Triple G lost to Canelo. He lose the belt. Now he's fighting for that same belt again. You see the same guys kind of always going for the title shots and losing or winning. It's a part of boxing. Sometimes It doesn't make sense.
He overrated regardless of the title or not. I mean, he won that, but he didn't look that great winning it. It's about
He looked great beating Sean, though. He looked great beating Sean that night.
he still think man beat Sean. Huh?
He did beat Sean that night. He did beat Sean.
Let me go check box rec real quick.
Well, here's the thing. Well, here's the thing, though. We got to remember, overrated or being good has nothing to do with you being a champion. You got Trevor Bryan as WBA champion right now. I've never seen a Trevor Bryan
It mean a
fight.
lot when you sign that contract and you hop in the ring with another fighter who is really that good.
Well, here's the
That means
thing.
you're going to have to ask that belt. That's what it means.
Here's my thing. If you come to me and say, hey, Brandon, we're going to give you this championship belt, are you going to take the champ and make the A-side money that comes with it? I'm not saying no. If you give it away, I'm taking it.
I know.
You-
Hey,
yeah.
you know what, bro? You got a point on all that. My only point I'm saying is I just don't think he's better than any of the guys who are at the top at 47 yet because I ain't seen it from him. I ain't seen it. That's what I'm going off of. I wasn't that impressed in that last fight because to me he looked like he was struggling in that fight. He won, fine, that's great. But how? I mean, we're talking about Manny Pacquiao, Ugas. I mean, just stop and think about that for a second. Manny Pacquiao, Ugas.
Hey,
I mean, do I even have to say anything else? I mean, come on. If you the WBA, who you want to have the strap?
you got Black Star. You right about the WBA situation. I'm not arguing that. I'm saying Ugas really beat Sean that night and should have got the belt that night.
Hey,
I'm saying that.
yeah.
So
Hey,
whether
man.
he was WBA
Hey, bro.
champ, that's fine. He earned the WBC that night he beat Sean.
Hey, K, man, you the dude, man. I gotta give it to you, bro. He hold on to his guns, man. That's what it is, man. It ain't nothing but respect, man. I feel you though, man. You know, that's just my opinion of it, you know. Man.
Yes, sir. Hey,
Yeah. How you take it from Manny though, bro? I can't. Because I mean,
you can have that. I don't care about that WBA. You said the man overrated. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, he definitely overrated. He definitely overrated. Yes, he is overrated.
How?
Yes.
How?
Who has he beat that was better than him?
Watch this.
Let me ask you one question.
A world champion.
Let me ask you one question. Who has he beat that was better than anybody that Bud Crawford beat?
At 147?
Of course.
Sean Porter.
Hey, we're gonna take this shit to the improv. I'm sorry.
Sean Porter. Let me ask you something. Name somebody, no disrespect to Bud. Name somebody at 147 that Bud thought that's better than Omar Figueroa or Sean.
Hey, it's raining here, fellas. I got a few, but once it get too bad, I'm gonna have to dip. But it just started. What did you just say, bro?
Who did Bud fight at 147 that's better than Omar Figueroa or Sean Porter?
Omar Figueroa? Man, you keep saying Omar Figueroa.
No. He said who has Bud fought? Bud ain't fought nobody better than Sean Porter.
Or Omar Figueroa.
Why would I think about Sean Porter when he ain't beat Sean Porter?
He beat Sean, man. He beat Sean. Man. Hey, why you take my 202's comment down, basement talk?
Hey, bro.
Why you take my 202 comment down?
Hey, you can't made my day, man. I ain't gonna be able to keep laughing like this.
What my 202 say?
Oh, okay. Oh, my DMV homeboy can't get up on me, man. That's what it is. Oh, come on, Mike, bro. You Oh, man, this is wrong, man. I got to go home now. This messed up, man. It kicked me up out my hometown, bro.
Hey, crazy. This is wild, man. Yeah, I like seeing I like discussing this boxing shit with you guys, man. This shit is funny, man. This shit is, hey.
Hey, where's G5, man? G5, you coming back in, bro?
Yeah, he said he was coming back in. I'm waiting on him to come back in.
Yeah, him coach, man. Run y'all, man. We just talking trash.
Coach said the signal was bad. He was still traveling.
Yeah, coach is out there, man. I be appreciating coach come through, man.
Hey, yeah, appreciate. He probably
and
watching.
Brandon too, man. Good brothers, man. We got
yeah.
good brothers, man. That's one thing I say, man. I appreciate y'all brothers, man, for real.
Yeah, I appreciate them too, man.
AKA coming through, man, with the Sean Porter.
No, man. You lost. Hey, you lost. Hey, man,
I can't take it. Oh my God.
Man, lost. You know what I'm saying? What can I say? Y'all know I'm not Sean, but it lost. It lost that night. Come on, man. The man got out on Sean.
Oh man. Yeah, I just, because my thing, was thinking, especially with Earl, man, I think it's real bad how they don't support him at 47 the way that they should, man, because, just think about that, man. He would have had the opportunity to get that away. Everybody's talking about him and Bud, right? If he get this third belt that's out the way, he already said, I get that third, I'm going for that. Everybody say they want it. Why wouldn't boxing say, okay, go get that. Let's go ahead and set that up so we can go on and get to that.
Man, I gotta put a monkey wrench in everything, man.
Yeah. Now that makes him have to fight another whole extra fight with a Hall of Famer. Then get in there and fight probably Ugas. Then try to fight him. That's 2, 3. It's just a waste of time, man. When this man, we don't know. He might not even be able to stay at 47 long enough to get it because he might have to go to 54. You know what I'm saying? And that would be a shame that he wouldn't have the opportunity to at least get the 4 guys in the ring he needed to try. That's all I'm saying. Because, we already know it's going to be hell to get Bud in there. So now you got to fight like hell to get to DC, and you've been unified champion for a couple of years. Oh, man, I don't know, bro. I get upset with boxing because they laid down like some $2 prostitutes for Canelo. Canelo at the last end, he got the last broad right there with the last belt after he talked all that madness. And he said, well, you said 3. No, I don't want the 3 fight deal. He keeps doing that, man. That's why I can't fuck with him, man. I hate that. I can't stand a fighter that do that. If you telling me, look, I'm trying to do this, okay, all right. I want to see them fight. Oh, man, he talking like he valued. All right, let's go. When he went after Triple G, well, I right there. You put a sombrero on me. Shit, I'm Mexican like a motherfucker. Let's go get him. But after that, with that contract landed in his lap. And it's been easy street ever since, man. Easy street ever since. And they feel like I don't understand it.
Right.
You come out and say, look, like Floyd said, I'm the money man. Okay. I'm gonna back off you, money man. Go on, make the money, bro. But if you come out and say I'm the best, ain't nobody, you suck, you horrible, you just no, that ain't how I work. You're not gonna hit me with that. You say you the baddest man out there? Okay, well you got to show me. Hell, you got to leave it like Roy Jones did, to the point where ain't nobody talking about nobody challenging you. We don't know what he's gonna do. What you gonna do, Roy? Who you gonna fight? Well, I guess I'm gonna go fight the heavyweight champion because it ain't nobody out there. That's what I'm talking about, man. If Canelo get it like that, hey, bro, all day. That's you. But don't give me this, man, that you talking all this stuff on one end like I want legacy, and I'm the one. I want the best fights and the great fights, and I want the fights. And then when the guys come to you, you start talking that other stuff. Well, I don't want a 3-fight deal. Every time he get next to PVC, he start acting real funny. And PVC made his ass. It made him. If it wasn't for Floyd, there would nobody know about no damn Canelo. And everybody looked, he got 50-something wins. 40 plus of them was over in Mexico. So you can just chop that down in half because there was a lot of bums over there he kicked their ass on. Not everybody in Mexico can fucking fight. So a lot of them guys getting dropped on the daily out there. They're 100 with a 14 and 145 records out there, stuff like that. They let you fight when you're 14, 15 out there. Come on, bro. You can't take that seriously. But it looks good when it's time to promote a fight. Look at all these wins he got. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. That's ridiculous.
Right. Brandon,
like the guy
good brother Brandon back with us, man.
Yeah, sorry, I had to drop for a second.
No problem. Hey, we see him right here just cooking, talking about whatever. AK said that he still feel that Ugas beat Sean Porter. My good brother, Mr. Scott in the building. What's good, good brother? What's good?
Hey, you see what Mike said, right? You see what Mike say, right?
Mike said,
Yeah,
Canelo moving to 175.
Let me have it. Let me have it. Let me have it. Let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
The man he bluffing his ass off right now. He said before 75 was too much. Remember him saying that before? Anybody remember? Nobody shady on it. He said that shit before. When he was sitting around during the pandemic, everybody's wondering what is he going to do. Before I'm going for undisputed at 68 when Benavidez loses his belt on the scale. Then all of a sudden he goes, I'm going undisputed now. He came to life. Everybody say how much he fought this year. He didn't. What did he do the last year before that? You know, previously before the damn pandemic, he wasn't fighting a whole lot. He was talking about Caleb Plant. He's been talking about that for a little while. He kept trying to catch him on the low. Yeah, fight me in 4 weeks. Give me 6 weeks and I'll fight you. All this little short-term stuff. None of that panned out. So now he's throwing out Bivol. Well, they say better be it, but we didn't talk to John Scully. Iceman Scully done told us, man, ain't been no interactions. So it ain't none of that for real. He blowing smoke. He's trying to help that with his negotiation with Caleb Plant. Then it changed to Bivol. Now, Bivol, I have to say, I think he has the opportunity to beat Bivol because if you saw Bivol's last fight with that guy on the zone, I don't remember his name, but he won, but I wasn't that impressed. So, you know, when people talk about Bivol, he's great boxing. I'm not impressed. Canelo can beat him. I do believe he can beat Bivol, but I don't think he's gonna beat Benavidez, and I don't think he's gonna beat my boy Joe Smith either. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm just gonna stick that. He ain't trying to do it. He's trying to get this one fight. If he don't get it, I mean, I already said a long time ago that he's gonna get that one, get undisputed, and dip the hell out of the whole sport. Because I can't see him going 75. He don't want to fight Jamal. He don't want to fight Benavidez. Who in the hell are you going to fight? You won't fight Triple G. Now all of a sudden Triple G was trying to put pressure on him to fight Andre. He backs down. I'm not going to fight him. Nobody's shitting on him for it. He backed out like a pussy and nobody's talking shit about him, man. That gotta stop. That's all fan bases. It should be a code among fan bases when it comes to dealing with these fighters. Because you got so many people. Oh, Triple G, Triple G, the biggest pussy over there. Ain't really fought nobody that people wanted to see him fight. That's why he's trying to get Canelo back. You know, Canelo embarrassed him in that second fight. I don't give it in my opinion. But anyway, that right there ain't happening. Now, Canelo, we won't fight him. So what you going to do? I always wanted to fight in England, he said. So you beat the best that England already had to offer. So who you want to go over there and fight now? The guys you beat already beat? Come on, everybody. Who the hell want to see that? And why nobody's saying anything about it? How could he sneak a Yildirim fight in there? A guy who wasn't even ranked, lost his last fight, got knocked out by the guy who David Benavidez beat to get his belt back. Was his former sparring partner. And that was passed off as a mandatory. Now Get this. Now, since that's his mandatory, he got a whole year to come around again. Who's the mandatory now? David Benavidez. But he got to wait till that year go around. See, that's why he stuck that fight in. You see, he didn't have to have that fight. That fight meant nothing. But it was there to put off them calling that mandatory. So he fought it already. They can't call it for a certain amount of time. He got that amount of time to get that last belt out the way. See how he made sure that he don't have to fight David Benavidez. And then I'm gonna take it to another thing. This is how this plan works. Look at David Benavidez and look at David Benavidez's moves. David Benavidez immediately started talking about Jamal Charlo. They've been talking trash for a little while. It ain't just starting now. All of a sudden, now that's the hot ticket. That's the must-have fight now. But when he lost his belt on the scale the same day, Mauricio Suleiman said, okay, why don't you go to 175? We'll offer you a title shot right away. He don't want that. You just didn't make 168. You didn't make the weight at 168. So 175 is next. You don't want that. Anybody criticize him? Nobody saying nothing. Everything cool. It's all right. It's David Benavidez. He's yeah, but he don't want to go up there. But you want to go down. I want to go down there. I'm gonna go down there and fight him down at 160. You don't have a belt either, but you're talking shit about a guy who got a strap, and you don't have a strap. But the guy with the strap ducking you. Wasn't you talking about Canelo? If you go to 75 and you beat this champion that they put you in the ring with, who is the guy he got to face? Who going to come and say, well, you can't say I ain't beat nobody. You can't say I'm a horrible fighter. You can't use none of that shit you've been saying about all these other guys. You got to fight me. Because he said he wanted Canelo. But is he moving like that? Hell no. Nobody calling him out. And think about it. If Earl Spence said, I'm gonna go down and fight I want Josh Taylor at 140. Oh, he weight bullying. He weight bullying down there. He wanna go down there and fight you. Of course he wanna do that. You see, automatic come in. Not a word. It's fine. Oh yeah, David Benavidez, he's about that smoke. And don't get me wrong, I like David Benavidez, but that shit that he pulled right there, that's some bullshit. I don't give a damn who he is. If you do that, I'm gonna call it out to you. Nah, man. I see all that. I'm like, nah, bro. That's okay to say, well, yeah, if he want to come, we can do it. That's fine. But in the meantime, between time, I'm gonna go get this strap. Why you? I mean, what is so great about 168 that you scared to go anywhere else? they offer you a title shot at 175. Why not? You think you don't have a shot in that fight against Better Beer?
Yeah, we hear you, Brandon. Go ahead.
Mike, okay, because I'm driving now, so I don't know if my connection is the best. This is my take on it with everything that Blacktar just said. If fighters would shut up and let the managers handle the business, he would have nothing to talk about, because everything he talks about is fighters saying they want something and then it gets offered and then they say, well, wait a minute. Let me find a reason to say no. If fighters would just not talk, he would have nothing to say because it wouldn't be nothing to talk about. But unfortunately, boxers, they run their mouth, they put their foot in their mouth, they make these demands and these whatever that don't work out. They talk the noise. Then when it's like, okay, here you go, they can't back it up. Now it's like, well, wait a minute, time out. Didn't you just say this? And that's the thing. You look at it, look at Teofimo Lopez, right? He talked all this noise about how Top Rank wasn't giving him his props and Killer's going to be the blah, 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 blah. Now look at it. All the stuff with Benavidez and everybody who's on Twitter and their Facebook talking all the noise and saying all they want this and this, and then when it's offered to them, they go silent. Fighters need to realize that if you open your mouth, you are going to be responsible for what you say. If you want Charlo, I'll ask everybody this question because I'm not the most knowledgeable. Did anybody hear about the Manny Pacquiao Spence fight before it was announced? I didn't hear nothing about it until Manny Pacquiao put it on his Twitter.
Manny who?
When Manny Pacquiao, I'm sorry, when Manny Pacquiao and Spence fought, did y'all see any back and forth Twitter noise, any type of beef, trash talking? No, you saw fights announced, they're going to fight. Because Manny Pacquiao said, look, let's make the fight. I don't have time to try to get into some Twitter war with you unless it's settle business. Yeah. If fighters would do that, we wouldn't be talking right now because all we could talk about is what is happening and not what someone said.
Yeah. And that really shocked me because I didn't think that Manny would do it, man. And when he did it, I was like, oh, snap, you know? That came out of nowhere. But it was a nice surprise because really that's the way it should have ended that way. But he should have also been able to have his belt to complete it. You know, really, but it didn't fall that way. That's okay. But the everything for the match is already there anyway. It's big enough anyway without the belt. But it would have just been nice to do it because of what Earl has been going for, and everything would have just been more in harmony. Because he was the one that won the belt in the ring. And I think the WBE did a real bad deal on that, man. I really do, you know. And that would have been better for boxing for that to come up that way. And shoot, man. Disappointing, man.
It is. Now my man got to sit up there and fight 2 more fights and try to get that and be undisputed.
Oh, man. Salute to my cousin in the chat, man. What's going on, Rasheen, bro?
Well, you know, me personally, I don't think they're going to have an undisputed welterweight champ. I mean, maybe we will get one. I don't know if we ever will get one just because of the politics involved with it. Because and I don't think this is going to happen, but if Manny Pacquiao beats Spence, that would be an upset. That would be an upset for the ages. And I don't know if Manny's going to then say, look, let me fight Terrence Crawford. I don't know. He might do it. He might not do it. He might go for Ugas and say, well, look, I got 3 of the 4 belts, and now I'm going to retire the greatest of all time. Because, you know, Manny's going to be 43, and, you know, he's not going to I hope he's not going to sit here and keep taking punches to the head as he gets older. So we really want to make sure if we want to see an undisputed welterweight possibility, we need Spence to win, I think.
Yeah, and check this out. And this is the problem with Bud Crawford. Another reason why I really grown to really just not like him altogether is the fact that he's got that 47-pound title, talking about fighting 140-pounder. But the reports today say he's trying to put size on so he could go fight Jamel Charlo. Figure that out. You're getting ready to fight a 40-pounder, but you're going to put weight on to go to 47. I mean to 54. You see what I'm saying? It's always something with him. He's always somewhere else.
So maybe the 140-pound fight is just bluff.
No, the Zepeda's in. He fighting Zepeda. That's a done deal. Yeah, he fighting him. And then, matter of fact, Bernie the Boxer was on talking that stuff, talking about, yeah, man, we're going to fight him to get the money, man. Then we're going to go out here. Y'all ain't going to do nothing, man. And y'all ain't fooling me either. What you go to Dubai for? You went to Dubai because you wanted to talk to MTK. You went and made a deal with MTK. Tell the truth. If you made a deal with MTK, you're going to be right back with Top Rank. So you ain't fooling me with all that madness and talking that old jazzy stuff now. They just saying that because they want to capitalize on the fact that if Jamel wins, that's undisputed up here he can go for. He got undisputed at 140 again, and then there's an undisputed 47 possibility. You see what I'm saying? That's where he's sitting. But he ain't choosing nothing. He's just sitting there, holding the belt. Look, everybody else knocking, just going after everybody. He just sitting there holding the belt. I'm going to fight that 140-pounder, that 140, because PBC won't fight me. No, they won't. You know, and then like we were saying earlier about the promotional companies and everything and all the stuff that goes into it. But when he gets a microphone in him, first thing he hollers is the PBC fighters don't want to fight me. He don't shine the light on the fact that say, well, look, man, we need to have these fights, but, you know, we got a lot of red tape in the way. He don't do that. He's standing there. It's them. He plays the game of Bob instead of sitting there and saying, nah, man, fuck that. You told me you was going, I need these fucking fights, man. You see what I'm talking about? That's the difference. If a fighter is going to go out there like that to show me he's trying to be the best, I'm rooting for him to be the best. I don't care where he comes from or what he do. I like that. I like to see guys driven and going out here really trying to get something like that. I support any fighter like that. But when you come out here and you do this little back and forth, man, I ain't got time for that. Because you done made it to the top of the game, the money is there. You took care of. You're not like these guys out here trying to get on just get me on the undercard. You're not in that position. You're the main event on the top level. Come on, man. Mess me with that. You know how many guys out here in gyms right now would kill for the opportunity to be in your position? And you're gonna get up here and all of a sudden now you a diva, man.
Right.
You know what? I didn't say this earlier. We were talking about it, and I didn't chime in on it. If Jamel Charlo wins tonight and becomes undefeated champion, he should be top 3 or 4 in the pound for pound ranking.
Yeah,
he should be up there in the pound for pound ranking for 1, and he should become a first ballot Hall of Famer without question if he wins tonight.
Oh yeah, yes, I agree. I think he
needs a good spot. If he win tonight, take Bud down.
Yeah,
put him up there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm here in Houston, and you know, the Charlo's from Houston, and they're fighting in San Antonio, and I wish I could have went to it. But if he wins, he becomes undisputed. He should become one of the Texas greatest athletes of all time. He should be recognized for what he has accomplished. And, you know, I hope if he wins, people give him the respect and the recognition and put some respect on his name going forward.
See, and you're absolutely right, my brother, because that's the thing. Even though, you know, like you say, we Houston or whatever, this is a guy that's been out here for years, grinding, fighting guys, calling for the top guys, top guy ignoring them. They still keep doing what they're doing, winning and still succeeding. All this time, winning belts, acquiring status on his own. While all this is going on around him, they get no respect. They're not putting his name on the list. They're not recognizing him at all. He's still grinding, still getting wins. He achieves this right here. That should be a TV movie, man. Nobody can understand how hard that is to maintain that through all that. I mean, think about it. You out there giving your best, but you don't get no accolade. Don't nobody say, oh, man, great job. You never get that. But you keep fighting for it. You keep fighting for it. I mean, you got to look up to that, man, because this guy never gave up, you know. He lost to Harrison. He couldn't take it. He can't really compute defeat. You see, A lot of people say, man, he was crying, you laugh, but what I saw was a competitor who could not make peace with the loss, and that right there is a dangerous man because he not giving up. He came back stronger, came back and whooped him convincingly. But you
Boy,
still have people say, well, he was winning up, and Harrison's ass was in trouble that whole damn fight. I don't give a shit. Fuck these little punk ass little pop shots that he was landing. We knew from the second round when he hit him and he dropped him. As soon as he catch him, he's done, and he knew it too. But he never got the credit for that. You still got people say, I want to see the Harrison 3 fight. For what? Harrison can't beat him, man. Just deal with it. They won't deal with it. They keep saying he won the first one. Man, forget all that. But here this guy is going to get that, the accolades and everything. It's got to come now. It's got to come now. You giving it to Bud for what reason? Bud ain't fighting nobody. Bud ain't fighting nobody. Ain't no fight that you sitting there knowing and say, well, Bud gonna lose this fight. I don't never see it. But this fight tonight is
But see, here's the thing, though, and this is kind of where, and this is one of the things like Basement will tell you. I won't talk to everybody about boxing because some people, if they hate you, they're gonna make an excuse for anything that you accomplish. So, and Basement will tell you, we talk about that all the time on Clubhouse. There's some people that they hate Floyd Mayweather, and if they tell it, Floyd Mayweather has never done anything because they hate Floyd Mayweather. People hate Charlo, and you can hate Charlo. You can hate any boxer you want. You know, I don't have a problem with you hating a boxer, but you got to recognize what they have done when it comes to the sport because boxing is not easy. It's easy to say it's easy if you're not boxing, but boxing is a very hard sport. And when I look at guys like Manny Pacquiao, the Floyd Mayweather, and with what Charlo is looking to accomplish tonight, you got to realize if he wins, he'll be the first 4-belt champion at 154. Not the 9th or 10th. He'll be the first and only, which shows you how difficult it is to get to that point. It's hard to win 1 belt. It's hard to win 2 belts. It's damn near impossible to win 4 belts. To win 4 belts, you got to have God on your side and all kind of things. So I think and I hope a lot of these fans who just really just hate these boxers appreciate what these boxers are really doing. Like I got so mad when Floyd beat Manny Pacquiao because people kept saying, "Oh well, you know, Floyd didn't beat Manny. Floyd this, Floyd that." It's like, did you not just see what just happened? Appreciate what you just saw.
Yeah.
You can hate Floyd tomorrow, but appreciate what you just saw 2 guys do in the ring and how hard it was for that.
you right. You right. You know,
Like
go ahead.
with Floyd, man, like you say, people hated him. They still do. But he was I wish I could go over there, boy. Just but now look, yeah, man, Floyd, you know, they hated him and everything. And he realized that. He realized to a point that, you know, hey man, ain't nothing I can do really to flip these people. They just gonna hate me. And he said, well, you know what, I accept it. Then all of a sudden he flipped his whole mode. He went from pretty boy, he was out there kissing babies and being a politician, and Olympic and all that. They didn't accept it. So when he started talking trash and doing stuff and getting there, and then he got Oscar in the ring, he accepted the role of the bad guy. He talked even every time he see Oscar, he give Oscar a piece of his mind. And that was the thing that fueled it. Everybody wanted to come. So everybody's been on a mute. We got to see him get beat. And that draws the crowd. That's why he can sell now. Because they still want to see him get beat. And he flipped it on all of them. So now all those people out there that have that negative connotation, they can't resist the fact that when he's in the ring, this could be the one. You know what I'm saying? They fall prey, they buy it, he gets paid. And they can't stand it, but it keeps going. That's what black fighters got to understand. You're automatically the bad guy. You can't get away from that. I don't care how many little babies you kiss. I don't care how much money you give to charity. I don't care how many dogs you save from falling in the river. There's nothing you can do to make these people look at you and say, I like him. He's a good, clean guy, and I like him for that. No, it's not happening for you. You are the bad guy. And when you become that, all of a sudden you become very rich. And it's been seen as the formula, man. It's just what it is. I mean, that's what's hurting Devin Haney right now. Devin Haney is such a nice guy. He's so nice, hard to hate him. But as soon as he said something about no black guy, no white guy beat him, woof, he had all the attention he could ever handle, you know. And if he had took that moment in master, if he had called out some white fighters and said, "Yeah, I want to fight such and such and such," oh, I bet you he would have got the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? That's how the game seems to be going. I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, but we got to call it as it is, man. That's how I see it. That's the way. I mean, the ebb and flow is that way. When do you see them go? Well, we can't wait to see this guy get. Nobody is saying let's see Earl get undisputed. Nobody's talking that. Nobody.
Nah, nobody.
Sad, man.
Salute to Gary Walker. He said, salute to everyone on the panel, everybody in the chat. Salute. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Jay, you still there?
Okay, yeah, I can't see if he's
Yeah, I'm here.
There you go. There he is.
Oh, okay. Make sure you're still there.
Yeah, I'm still here.
So, with that all being said, hey,
What's up?
what's your predictions for tonight?
I got Charlo pulling it off in a stoppage, probably around the 7th round, 8th round.
I gotta look this up.
You gotta look up what I said.
No, I'm looking up on the betting side of the casino.
You ready to put some bread on it?
I'm thinking about it.
I mean, because it did sound like I said my prediction. He said, "Let me look this up." I said, "Well, you look it up." You know what I'm saying?
You want to see where the money at? Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight, man. It's been a long time coming, man. And like I say, man, and that's the thing that really attracted me to the Charlos is the fact that how they're always in shape. You know what I'm saying? He came in almost a pound under the weight limit. You know what I'm saying? So the guys in great shape. Always, they're always on their craft. You don't, even though they talk a lot of mess, you don't see them getting in no crazy trouble either. So far, I don't want to, jinx no damn body because you never know. But so far, man, these guys keeping their nose clean, they stand about their business, they're taking care of their families. You know what I'm saying? And hey, man, I support that. They got aspirations to be great. They got guys that they want to fight. That hasn't happened for them yet. While it's not happening and not being discouraged, they staying on the grind. And if it ever does happen that one of these guys fall into their lap and they get them in the ring, I expect to see something special happen, one way or the other. But I got to root for a guy like that. I mean, it's a lot of other athletes like Terrell Owens. I hated Terrell Owens. When he first came to the Cowboys, I was mad with him. But then when I saw how he prepared and he approached the game and everything, it won me over. It wasn't even really what was done on the field, but to see the passion that he approached the game and how he went out and played, I have a great appreciation for that. And that's any of them. And a lot of people right now is Mario Barrios. They're talking about Mario Barrios, but mark my words, Mario Barrios is going to be world champion again. Believe what I tell you. Believe what I tell you.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, man. That's something, man. But yeah, that man. What about Rolly?
He fight tonight.
Listen,
This guy came in 5 pounds overweight.
Overweight? What the fuck?
I'm gonna say this.
Listen to this.
He's overrated. Now he not overweight. He overrated.
I think Rolly gonna dust him though.
He probably fighting the bomb.
Yeah.
What's crazy is this is not the first time. This is like the second time that Rolly then came into a fight and his opponent's been like 5 pounds overweight. The one guy didn't even want to fight. Now this is the third time. Third time.
I don't want to have nothing about no rolling. I don't want nothing about no rolling.
Hey, I do like Rolly's intensity though. He's intense.
I don't like nothing but rolling. The first dude he fought in the pandemic. The first fight I seen him fight in the pandemic, that boy dust Rolly off that night.
Yeah, I don't think Rolly won that fight, but I
I got one out in now. Okay.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm not a huge Rolly fan, but I do like his intensity. When he go in there, he try to knock your damn block off. He ain't in there to play with you.
It's kind of the same intensity Sean lost to Ugas with.
God. And on that note,
what if they do the rematch? Because look, if they do the rematch with Sean Porter and Ugas instead of Keith Thurman, I like that too, because you know what? Sean Porter beat him, then he's gonna have to go we get the rematch with Earl, which was a
Watch
great
this.
fight last time.
Okay,
I'm not
watch
mad with
this.
that.
Did
I'm
you hear
not
what
mad with
Sean
that
Porter said at the end of the Manny press conference, Manny and Earl press conference? You hear
What
what
he
Sean
say?
Porter said? He said he fight Jamal James and he fight Ugas, and then we'll see what happens. That's what he said.
Why you know? Well, I mean, just look at that. Keith lost his belt last time. He gets an automatic shot right back at it.
Why
I
didn't
ain't
Sean ask
understanding it.
Ugas then? It's the reason
Yeah,
why Sean told him he said he was clear. He don't want that Ugas smoke.
yeah. I don't. Because it kind of bothers me that Keith will get the opportunity. But don't get me
Yeah, because
wrong.
Sean ain't trying to get him an Ugas.
Yeah. Well, if he get Ugas, he gonna beat him. He gonna beat
Let's
him, and
see.
then
Let's see.
we're gonna have the Earl
Okay.
Keith Thurman fight. It seemed like PBC and WBC wants that fight. They're gonna make that happen, and I think it's wrong because they should have done the same thing for Earl on the other end. It's not fair that they allow him to get in and be able to get in when, he should have been out of there. He's the one fumbled and messed up the last 2 damn years because they
Hey,
couldn't beat the old man.
listen. Either one of them they pick, I'm going with Ugas. I don't care if he's fighting Keith or Sean. I'm going with Ugas.
Hey, the good thing about it is we're gonna have you back on the show. So hey, I ain't mad with you, bro. Get your popcorn ready, man, and get you some muscle relaxers because he gonna have you laughing. Man, Ugas, man. Ugas got really lucky out of this though. But I can't be mad with Ugas because for one thing, and we were saying before, we was telling a lot of people, man, they need to get in line. Like we said, bud, go fight for the WBA regular, man. Put yourself in position. What if they had done that? Look where they would be sitting now. And we said this like a year ago. Him, Sean Porter, all of them. Any of them guys had went there, they'd have been in that same spot. But they didn't go for it. And now he reaps the benefit. So I can't really be mad with him. But I feel like, man, damn, why you gifted so much and everybody working so hard? It just don't add up to me. That's my only problem with that.
My nephew.
What is? What's going on, bro? Hey, he gave me the head, Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. Yeah, but I'm ready for this one tonight, man. And then we got the one guy, Lean, man. I think that brother getting set up, man, because I seen him fight. They going, oh man, who's the guy that the big ear dude, man? That Fort Charlo. Charlo knocked out. He knocked him out in Oklahoma, man. So I don't know. Look like he getting set up for a knockout, though.
Who you say?
That Lean.
Yeah.
He get set up, man. I seen him get knocked out on a PBC card in Oklahoma, man. I was like, damn, bro. Fucking Coda. Was it Coda? Dude, was it Jamel? I think Jamel knocked him out in Houston. But he got big ears, man, for, he usually don't see a Spanish guy with ears that big.
Right. I know you're talking about.
It's Coda, something like it's his last name. I can't, it's missing me. But he knocked him smooth the fuck out, man.
Hey, ain't that one guy fighting on the card tonight too? For PBC, the dude got all them knockouts.
Yeah, that's the guy who's fighting him tonight.
Right.
Yeah, that's the guy fighting him tonight, man. So he came in there to get throttled. But hey, it's gonna be a good night. You got that, then you got Rolly out there, so it's interesting there and everything. It's not a real bad undercard. It could have been better, but it's okay. It's good enough. The main event is big enough. So hey,
yes,
man,
sir.
hopefully the other two fight, they can hurry up and knock each other out so we can get to the main business, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a long time in the wait.
Yes, sir. Well, with that being said, it's about 4. What time the fights come on? 9? Start at 9?
9 o'clock on Showtime. Yep.
Well. I got a few. I got to take my nephews and take them to the store and rip and run with them. Hey, I appreciate you guys for coming out. Hey, okay, AK, you said my last prediction. You said you got a 7th round stoppage, AK.
Yeah, 7th round.
Hey,
yeah, bro. It's like we all said that today.
If we go to the casino.
Don't lose your house messing with me.
What's the odds on the 7th round knockout?
It's
Don't
plus
tell me
2,000.
the house
It's plus 2,000.
It's plus 2,000.
Yep. It's plus 2,000 if you predict Charlo to stop him in the 7th round.
How much you got to put in to get there, 2G?
100 bring you 2,100.
Shut up. You always talking stuff.
Damn, bro. Damn, that's a good.
$50 bring you 1,050.
Ooh, man.
25 bring you 525.
Dang, bro. Okay. Now, what's going the distance? Unanimous decision. What's the odds for that?
1,000 get you 21,000.
21,000? Dang, man.
Man, shit.
Oh man, they put some odds on that. Shoot.
500 get you 10.5. God damn.
Yeah, I see. I can see already, man. It's starting to go. The figures is working. Oh man, hold on, man. Hope this thing don't kick off on me.
They got the group rounds. 7 through 9, 500. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna hit you on the back on the after the show. I might have to go ride down there. Cause I'm thinking that 7th round fight too. I'm thinking 7th round stoppage too, man. And hey.
Hey man, I understand, man. That right there.
Hey, this is crazy because they even got it like if you bet Charlo to win the stoppage between 7 through 12, it's still plus 450.
Man.
So 100 will bring you back 550. 1,000. Oh man, yeah. You definitely gotta do that. 1,000 bring you 5,500. Seven through 12, it gotta go. Damn.
Yeah. I think he's gonna definitely get him at some point. I really don't see it going to the distance because of the way that he comes in. And as I recall with the Texera fight, Texera was boxing him pretty decent for a little while. He ain't got nowhere near the strength that Jamel has. So I feel like they're gonna do a little something for a little while, but it's gonna be too much at a point. He was able to overcome Texera with just raw strength, but I don't know if he got enough of it to overcome Jamel. He's a hell of a fight, but he keeps talking also about how I beat Earl Spence in the amateur. I beat him in the amateur. That's his greatest claim to fame, Earl already said, you come to 54, I got something for you. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying about these competitive guys, man, where, I even seen when they had little interviews where they was talking and Jamel say, man, I crush all southpaws, and Earl's like, you ain't crushing this one. I mean, this is how competitive this is.
Right, exactly.
It's like, man, you gotta love it,
So you got a 7th round stoppage, Black Star?
Yeah.
That's 3 sevens, bro. 777.
Yeah, I see it like that too. I was thinking, but I really feel like, I just have a feeling that it's going to be a stop, I mean, you never know, but I feel like today that might be what's going on, especially when they fuck up and do something like that motivate a guy. That's not the tactic for that. Some guys, you can do that too. You knock them off their game and you come back and you can hand them his ass. So I don't think these are the type of guys to do that type of thing, So I think it's going to cost them.
Yes,
and also with everything that they wanted, this is automatic. I mean, you're going into this fight knowing if I win today, tonight. I only got to beat this one guy. If I beat him,
Yes, sir.
everything that they've been saying they're not willing to give me, they got to give it to me. And guess what? If I win, no matter what happens in the future, they can't take this away from me. I'm
Yes, sir.
immortal. I'll
Yes,
always
sir.
be winning.
Yes, sir.
Hey, if you're not going out there giving 300%, I don't know what you're doing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, anybody, any last comments you guys want to make?
Man, hey, I just want to thank the brothers for coming in, man. Coach Ron Sims, man. Hope everything good with you out there, my brother. I know you was on the road. Good brother Brandon out of H-Town, man. Good to see you come through, man. And always good to chat it up with you, man. My brother, AKA from DMV, man. You know it's always good, man. Now I got to mess with you about Sean Porter now. Yeah, of course, my road dog, Basement Boxing Talk, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you having me on here, man. And everybody in the chat, man. Mike 202. G5 Gabe, PJ's big dog in the building, man. All the brothers that came through, man, the brotherhood and so forth, man. Appreciate y'all for coming by, support my brother, man. Subscribe, comment, like, and share, man. Get out there, man. Let people know Basement Boxing Talk on Saturdays, man. Come on through and chop it up with us, man. Let's keep things going, man. Things is growing. Let's get this live stream going too.
Hey, K, any last comments?
Hey, man, like I said, always good to be on here, man. You know what I mean? Chopping it up with the fellas. You know what I mean? As always, catch y'all on the next one. I'll be on Mondays, live 3 p.m. Facebook Live, Team Lonely Child Boxing. Get at y'all next week, bro.
Hey, make sure you send that link out too, man, when you go live, bro.
All right.
Yeah, man. Cause sometimes I know because you go on at 3 o'clock. And a lot of times, man, we be in the middle. I say, damn, that's right, AK won. We'll be talking. We say, oh, we missed it too. So that way we know, for sure we see it pop up, then we can pop in on you, chop it up some more.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'd like to say I appreciate both you good brothers for coming out. AK, my good brother AK for coming out, joining us, man. I appreciate you for coming out. My good brother, subscribe to him on all social medias. And my good brother Black Star Sports TV 2.0, man. You already know what it is, man. I appreciate you coming like every week you do, bro. And I'd like to appreciate everybody in the chat. Gary Walker, Mike 202, Mr. Scott, Rasheem Tindra.
Yeah, that's fam right there.
Okay. Hey, salute, man. Hey, first time coming out. I appreciate you coming through. G5, Mike 202, PGH Big Dog. Anybody else I might have missed? Anybody else I might? Oh no, WB Boxing, the Brotherhood, God Body Sports and News.
Yeah, God Body, man. Okay. I spoke to him before I got on. Yeah,
he came through earlier. Yes, sir. I appreciate everybody for coming through, man. Like my good brother Black Star say, man, hit the subscribe button, share, like. Hey, let everybody know we on Saturdays at 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And 2 to 4, we gonna rock, man. We gonna rock. Hey, also follow my good brother Black Star Sports 2.0. He come on Sunday sometime at 11. But hey, if you follow him and you hit the notification, you know every time he on. You know he might drop something in the middle of the day. He might drop something tomorrow. Who knows? Hey, I appreciate everybody for coming out, man. This is Basement Boxing Talk. And salute. See y'all guys next week. And we out.
Salute.